Hello, chat. You guys remember this game? I feel like it's been a while since we played it. But hey, we don't want to leave it unfinished, do we? Right. More of the Berserk, Claymore, DMC, God of War, whatever little part of the recipe you can find online. A little bit of everything for everyone. After the weirdness of last night's game, I figured it's like, you know what? Let's go back to something that's just like... Well, why did I decide to go back to something that's less interesting? Good question, me. But we'll play more of the Berserk ripoff. Why not? How you liking the game so far? It's a bit mid. It really depends how long it goes. It's not bad or anything. It's just a little uninspired. Well, it's inspired, but it just isn't quite good enough to do the things it wants to do, I feel. She's not thick. She just has weird body proportions, specifically at the waist. Are we like talking about the characters of this game? I didn't particularly notice... Well, she just has weird hips. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, now I know what you're talking about. Finish Hell? Hell, I did. Yeah, it only took one stream. Not a long game. Hopefully, you were here for the weirdness. I feel like it'll get a sequel too. Or maybe that's just like, you know what? That's just how those kind of old films ended, so they wanted it that way too. Someone called her thick guts. Well, she does have white hips. We'll give her that. But I think there's a difference between white hips and then being thick. I think that's two different things. I mean, Guts is already pretty thick himself. I mean, that dude has got some meat on him. But for those of you who like, actually care about this game and want to see me play more of it, you getting your wish tonight? I wonder if we can finish it within like this tonight's stream and then another one. Maybe. Don't want to promise it though. Some people said this is like a 14-hour game. I feel like it's a bit longer than that. But welcome back, everyone. Those of you who decided to show up tonight. Just keep holding on a little bit longer. We're getting new games soon. I swear. We're like a month away. Highly doubt it'll get a sequel. Puppet Combo very rarely make direct sequels. True, it's why I kind of buffered that by saying maybe they just went into that way because that's how those older movies ended. In case they got a sequel themselves. Who has Platinum Rung? Platinum Rug, huh? I have no idea. As long as she can squash a watermelon, well, she's a trained warrior. I think she can squash many watermelons. You know, there's more that goes into watermelon thigh squashing than just the amount of meat there, you know. You have the muscle strength to pull it off. What's the next big release for me? A Plague's Tale? That comes out next month, right? I mean, I guess that's a... I don't think I'd call that a big release, but it's something I definitely want to play. The next set of big releases is like Call of Duty, Callisto Protocol, and then, God of War Ragnarok. Ubisoft Pirate game got delayed. I don't think I ever pay that game any attention. Just because whatever little they showed about it doesn't really look that interesting. I mean, you don't even leave your ship in it, do you? You just like sail around, and they basically took the ship minigame from Assassin's Creed and turned it into its own game. Was the basic idea, I think, right? But yeah, so it doesn't really seem like there's a point. More of this goofy shit. Well, we had even goofier shit last night. This is nothing compared to that. In fact, I kind of forget how to play this game again. I just remember this game has like, we have 100 different mechanics and they sort of work. Is Ragnarok next month? I think Ragnarok is November, right? I believe so. Let me check my calendar. Yeah, I usually keep a calendar like at the release dates. So yeah, Plague Tale. Next month is actually pretty packed. You got Plague Tale, then right after that, Borderlands, Gotham Knights, and Scorn, then Bayonetta 3 and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. That's all in the next month. Then in November, there's a game that I don't think any of you have even like paid attention to called The Chant. And then there's God of War on the 9th. Then the final Dark Pictures game on the 18th. And then, yeah, Callisto Protocol in December. Followed by Resident Evil 8 expansion and Crisis Core. So I've got a very busy end of the last 3 months. Swamping me. The Chant, it looks sort of like the Quarry type of game where it's like a very cinematic experience. Where you control a character and make decisions, but it's not made by the same developer. I haven't seen anyone pay attention to it for some reason, but I'm the only one who ever sees the trailers apparently, so who knows? Maybe there's a good reason for that. I think it's about like someone who gets like inducted into a cult. So it's right up your alley, chat. What about Sonic? I don't know when Sonic Frontier that comes out this year. I mean, I guess if I'm ever gonna sit a Sonic game, it'd maybe be that one. But does it have any plot to it? It feels like it's doing the Breath of the Wild thing, where it has very little plot. I haven't seen Sonic talk about one single like chili dog or anything else. Like, man, that's radical. I don't know. What does Sonic talk about? I know next to nothing about Sonic's character other than he's like originally like a very 90s-esque character, but somehow is still like that even in modern times. Chaos Crystals, we gotta start Robotnik, Tails, get on my back. I don't know. I've not played that many I've never played a Sonic game with a plot other than just like move to the right. Only Sonic games I've played were the original ones on Sega Genesis. Never played the 3D games. Gonna do Crisis Core in December, that's the hope. I've got like a very busy, so obviously I'm not gonna be able to get to every game when it releases, so some of them I'll have to like get to when I can. Most Sonic 3 games are all shit. That's always what I've, gotten from looking at them. Like, Sonic is only good when he's 2D, I feel. Like, all the 3D stuff is like, ugh. Do I want to touch that? But hey, some people seem excited about, Frontier. I mean, maybe it'll be worth a look. I'm kind of hoping it doesn't have any plot, though. I really don't want to, like, play a Sonic game. Sonic Adventure is good? I disagree. Everything I've seen about Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, it looks a bit shit. It's like that early, like, how do we make Sonic into 3D? By slowing it the hell down. And also making it very hard to control. Sonic 06 and Detroit, I've always heard that's like the worst, but I mean, there's still other really bad ones. There's like Sonic Werehog, and then like you have Sonic Knights of the Old Republic, Knights of the Round Table or something. And then like Sonic Boom, which is also apparently shit. Like the only good Sonic game I'd even really interested in was the one that was made by fans a few years back. Then they had Shadow with a game where he had a gun. Trying to capitalize on that Call of Duty fame, I think. All I know is my ass got probed. No, that was a joke. It was a prank, bro. Very funny. Sonic Mania is really good. Yeah, I actually own it. I just never had time to play it. Never liked Sonic games. I really liked Sonic 2, 3, and Knuckles when I was a kid. That was like, oh man, this is so much cooler than Mario. It's just because I didn't own a Super Nintendo to get to play Mario. But then, I never had that Sega Dreamcast, so I just kind of fell out of the idea of playing a Sonic game. And then when they finally got around to having a console they could play them on again, I had no interest. I'd already discovered, like, first-person shooters, and actually better games. You like Sonic Racing? Well, I guess racing makes a bit of sense for a Sonic game. A frog butt? How do they get away with such filth in a Twitch emote? Filth, I say. Filth. Mainly because, it's actually very difficult to get away with anything remotely lewd in an emote anymore. I'm still surprised I'm allowed to keep my Dart a render. Because it is just, I guess because it's very polygonal. But even when I had that emote made, the artist was like, you sure you want this? I mean, they might, reject it. I was like, I'll give it a shot. And it got through and they have never, like, had me take it down. Still there. I guess if like I said, I did everything possible to make sure it would be, like, kosher, like, took off the arms and the head and made the chesticle area very pointy. So, I think that's one of the reasons that slides by. Like, how can you get aroused over that? It looks like a mannequin, top, Sonic CD is your favorite because of the music, which is probably the only Sonic CD. Is that the one that came out on the Sega Saturn and was, like, notoriously kind of crap? When I return to streaming in a few weeks, I'm going to give the new Plague Tale a spin. Sorry, shameless self-promotion. Don't ban me. You're alright, don't worry. I mean, yeah, I'll be playing it. I mean, the first Plague Tale was surprisingly pretty good. A bit corny, but pretty solid. I liked it. It's like, Metal Gear, Medieval Tale. a little bit. How can you get aroused over that? Challenge accepted. Well, I'm sure there are. I mean, there's people, there is actually low polygon porn. That's a, you know, fetish for people, you know. Like, hey, can you take that model and, like, make it look like shit? So I said I like it because of the music. Okay, well, in that case, you just like the soundtrack. You don't really need to play the game if you just listen to the music. Played out surprisingly good. No one, it seemed like not very many people paid attention to it, though, so I'm surprised it got a sequel. Go on about what? I just spoke about 3 different things. Sonic OST slapped so much. For the most part, I've never really been a fan of like the butt rock they put in there when they have vocals. If it's just like the level music, some of that was pretty good. Didn't Michael Jackson famously produce like Sonic 3 soundtrack, and then they couldn't actually say he did because that was right around the time Michael Jackson got in a lot of like, you know, media trouble, to say the least. Low poly porn, just enter it into Google, my friend. That's all you gotta do. Get all your explanation there. So I'm not gonna be, I've decided this is no longer a research stream. I'm definitely not gonna be sending this game. So no reason like you'll upload like, hey, check out YouTube guys. Played Soulstice. So it'll just be probably a low number stream tonight. But who knows, maybe people will trickle in. Media is the enemy of pop. Puff and... So, what was I last doing when I played this game? I kind of really forget. Hey, Dr. Baby, thank you for the subs. To Krazikin. They even had to cut some of his music from the game in the recent Sonic 1. Yeah, I guess they couldn't get the legal rights to it. From the Jackson estate, I'm assuming. I mean, to be fair, they literally never... If I were the Jackson estate, I probably wouldn't give them the rights either after they really screwed him over by not even ever mentioning that it was his music. Like, oh, you want the rights to it? No. Yeah, what was I doing last time? I really don't recall.
Oh, it's you again.
Okay, I guess we... I don't think I had much to do, actually. We got a bow, yeah, that's the last thing I remember doing. I can't level it up because I got no points.
Farewell.
This game needed more sass. They started with a Bayonetta opening, but then they didn't keep the Bayonetta sass going. Why isn't this girl like voguing and striking poses? I'm sorry, but that actually works. Yeah. Oh yeah, we get the magical fields. That. Okay, my weapon will. Alright, I got it all down now. Game needs more horny. Yeah, I mean, they put they put Hot Girl in it, but she doesn't do anything sexy. What is this weirdness? Sorry, but hey. We have demands. And they're simple.
Always so sarcastic. But at least he's willing to help.
You know, I'm beginning to find a lot of games try to do this whole, like, let's tell a story about 2 sisters. It's always just the most... Sorry, but it's always kind of boring. I don't know if that's me being, like, horrible and sexist, but really, it seems like it's really hard to tell, make that a good... Especially if it's an action game, I feel. You keep trying to make it into an action, like, what if it's like a sister trying to save her sister? Like, okay. Tired of the little sidekick games? Well, she's a ghost in this, so she doesn't feel like a sidekick. She just feels like a power I have that occasionally talks to me. He never is. He's kind of a dick. Well, you're not talking about me, are we? I try my best not to attack like a dick. I take seriously the responsibilities I have. A lot of parenting games. Yeah, I've gone on a couple rants, even in videos now, about how I'm just really tired of games that try to, like, pretend I'm a parent. Talking about the merchant? Oh, yeah, well, I'm guessing we'll end up killing him at some point, maybe.
Then we must rely on our own strength.
Wanna meet that dad? Don't like stepping on lawns because of ground bees? Ground bees? What is a ground bee? I like the term though. Uh-oh. Sweet. Flying enemies, always the best.
I will take care of it.
Oh yeah, I got a bow.
My powers. I must be careful.
Lucky, it won't happen again. Loot, over there.
I am ready. Fading away.
Well, keep it together is a little bit longer, sis.
Happening.
Oh shit.
I felt that. You want more? I've got more.
Not sure I'm ready to be a father or an annoying adolescent, but I'll give it a shot. Which one? Just don't combine the two and you should be fine. Not a good idea to be an adolescent and a father. I feel like I've really gotten rusty at this game for not playing it for like a week.
Pushed it too far.
Just ordered a better microphone for streaming. What did you get? What did you end up going with? A lot of microphones out there. You know, I feel like the microphone manufacturers got so freaking lucky this whole like content creation and streaming thing took off the way it did. Because everyone wants a microphone. It's usually just one particular microphone that seems like everyone wants though. Were you angry at God of War since it ended up doing the parenting thing? Well, like I said, I've mentioned that God of War Ragnarok, well, no, the God of War 4 technically did it pretty well. I felt as about as well as you could do, because it actually feels like he's actually trying to be a good parent in that game and just struggling with his inner nature, which is actually, I guess, somewhat interesting considering what Kratos' previous character always was. So I found it more intriguing what a lot of games have done with it. So it's mainly a lot of other games I feel have just like, you'll banded onto that idea. Like, we'll get all the game awards if we have our game be about a father and his child, whatever. But so yeah, it was 3 that I didn't like for the like parent story because it was kind of shit, and it just didn't really make a lot of sense or add anything to Kratos' character other than make him look stupid. But, you know, 4, and I'm hoping Ragnarok can do a good deal with it. HyperX solo cast? I've never even heard of that before. But I hope it's good. We're just gonna find boy master. Why do you gotta take it in that direction? Boy, I heard you pressing X repeatedly in there. Come out right this instant. That's how he would explain it, right? You know, I'm more a boy at your age likes to engage in quick time events. Just want you to know, it's perfectly normal. I've done it. Everyone's done it. Claustrophobic. Kill each enemy inside the active area. You know, I'm gonna like back out doing any more of these challenges. We gotta get to the game. $35 microphone. I'll get. Yeah, I mean, hey, as long as it gives you a clear audio, it's good.
Loot, what's wrong?
I can't get used to all this death.
You shouldn't.
If only everything... You know, parenting would be really easy if you could explain everything away with a quick time event. Mash X to explain the birds and bees to your child. For your sanity, leaving that challenge is for the best. So, yeah, usually challenges are just like, hey, do this 4 or 5 times until you get it. It may have been the case. I was getting the neighbors. People were mad that they made Kratos a dad again, and I've seen people compare it to Last of Us. I feel like it does a better job. Well, obviously, Last of Us 2 wasn't even about being a dad, since you don't play as Joel for any of the game. It was more about just being an angry, like, girl who's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill the lady who killed my dad. So I guess that's more about being an avenging daughter who also had problems with her dad. But you know what? I have to hand it to Last of Us 1. That also did a pretty good job of, like, making it believable that he eventually, like, began to see her as, like, his surrogate daughter. Since he was reluctant at first, which is more believable, I feel. But I still feel like God of War does it a lot better.
This calm is eerie.
You will miss
But I haven't
it.
really seen anyone, talking about anything negative about Ragnarok. I mean, he was, of course, going to have his son again in the next game. God, like, where'd my son go? Where'd boy go? We lost him. Yeah, he wasn't going to show up at all. So I don't really feel anyone who's making that argument was very, very smart. I mean, he actually worked as a, pretty well in combat too, since he's mainly just shooting arrows and everything. It may have been the case. I was getting the neighbor spoke. Okay, where they go? Boy, you were abusing the R2 button. Boy, did you turn off quick time events? That is blasphemous, boy. So, we got big ass city. Or at least, are we finally entering the city now? I can't even tell if I'm in the city yet. I don't know. Slow down on the X mash. Well, yes, you'll wear out the controller that way.
The destruction caused by the wraiths here. There. One boat remains afloat. We could cross on it, sister.
It would save us a walk through the infested districts. Good plan.
Boy, you've been in there for too long with the quick time events. Come out right this minute. Give me another minute, Dad. Swear, I'm sick. Not Ragnarok. People are mad how far God of War 4 deviated from the original trilogy. More specifically, I mean, was this an argument people were having back when the game came out? Because I don't recall it. I remember everyone just losing their shit when they found out a new God of War game and it's set in, like, Norway. Fighting Norse gods and stuff. It's a little late to be having that discussion, if so. Because it ended up being a pretty good game. Can't help but laugh whenever Metal Gear Solid gets really cinematic, only for a character like Otacon and the Colonel to say, press the action button. Well, you're kind of meant to laugh. It's meant to throw you off for a second, like, well, that's kind of silly. You gotta remember, Metal Gear likes having a sense of humor, which is why it was such a shame that in Metal Gear Solid 5 it had practically none. In fact, I don't remember there being much humor in Death Stranding, except for when you had, like, Bridges sitting inside, like, his, like, hotel room, and, like, you could look at his dick, and he'd, like, punch you for doing it. There wasn't a lot of humor in that game, either. Kojima, can we get Kojima's sense of humor back in his game development, by the way? That'd be great. I didn't realize how much I missed that until I realized it was gone.
Cover needed. There's more.
I regret it, sister.
Metal Gear Rising 4 saw the well, yeah, but most of it was contained in like one single cutscene where Johnny just shits himself and tries to touch women. That game's got a little bit off the rails when it came. They went a bit too far in comedy sometimes. So it was like that was the opposite direction. It's like I'm supposed to like Johnny now, even though he has a cutscene where he like tries to grope Mei Ling. Sorry, but no, he's a fucking weirdo.
Now you piss me off.
What is this camera angle? I forget, do I have a blog? I don't have a blog button in this game, do I?
Sister, let our guard down.
Loot is, yeah, loot's all the defensive stuff. She like pauses people and then also like stuns them.
She is my knight. My sister.
Good. I forgot where I was headed now. Let's go back real quick. Well, also PTSD was a huge element. Squall didn't really have PTSD. Squall was just introverted. What did he have to get PTSD over? Nothing bad had happened to him before he like turned like, hey, I don't want to talk to people. That's just the way he was. Wait, you're trying to Squall? Okay, Squall the chatter, not Squall the character. Never mind. Everything I just said is incorrect. Keep forgetting that's what someone was referring to sometimes. Wasn't I here for a boat? Girl talked to him, was traumatizing. Well, he just wanted. Well, he didn't. It's really everyone who talked to him that was traumatizing. He just didn't want anyone like, hey, just fucking leave me alone. I want to lean against the wall. Man just wanted to lean.
Imagine living in such a crowded city.
A place like this is a feast for wraiths.
Still. Maybe you could make a point of him having PTSD later on. Oh my god, Twitch work. Is it giving you issues? Or is it... Am I having issues? Well, actually, that might be on my end. I remember last time I played this game, we were having issues with the fire effects causing the game to slow down on Twitch's end. I guess it's something in OBS. Like, it'll still be running fine for me, but the OBS will be, like, really stuttery. So whenever you see fire in the game, be prepared for, like, it to start lagging for you guys. So it's probably not you. Do you even feel the spike of ice to his heart? Yeah, they never... You know, I actually had people try to contact me and tell me that, the reason that he didn't have to, like, die from having, like, a spike run through his chest is because Renoa unconsciously or subconsciously healed him with her sorceress's powers. And that's why his chest was all healed up by the time we see him again. I mean, I don't buy that. at all, but hey, if that's what gets you through the day. If you have to have explanation for it they didn't provide, go ahead and make some shit up. So then your own Twitch starts freezing, and well. Hello, Joe. What's up, Albrecht? How you doing? We're having a slow, gentle night tonight. That's a nice claim. So, yeah, well, it's obviously a fan creation. I mean, I guess there's some logic. It isn't the worst like fan theory out there. I mean, it's still completely, it's just they didn't really care when they were writing it. Or they would have included something they include, and they're like, oh yeah. Somehow, like, some light came out of my hands and healed you. I don't know what it was about. It's weird. Especially since Renoa wasn't a sorceress at that point.
Hiding beneath the big oak.
Didn't become a sorceress until, like, a Dia, like, switched off. I'm a big F8 fan, but that just wasn't explained. Yeah, another thing that was explained. I mean, when you're playing the game, you usually don't even think about it. So it's what I'm here for. I'm here to point out the things you don't realize. That's just theory. Again, well, in this case, it's just a fan theory, which is actually most of what the game theory guy puts out there. That's just a fan theory. But I guess it doesn't sound as like definitive as a game theory. Is he still doing that stuff, by the way? We got about the potential internal bleeding and all the massive organ damage to his like lungs and cardiac system. Yeah, you ain't surviving that.
Yes, because swimming in armor is not much fun.
That's a large one. Well, I don't doubt it. I just haven't actually checked it out in a very long time. Food theory, food theory. What do you do for food theory? It's like, well, the Romans like to like add this to their food. That's just, I don't know, what would that, how would you do that? Food theory. That's just a food. That can't be real, right? Chad, has anyone else noticed the newest, like, the two big new YouTube advertisers that people you see pop up in everyone's sponsorships? It's like, I've been noticing a lot recently. It's like one is, it's kind of weird too. It's like you wouldn't expect it. One is like Masterworks, where it's like, hey, you too can be an investor into like pieces of art. And the other one is like buying Scottish titles of royalty. Has anyone else seen this shit popping? I haven't, those are the two I haven't received offers from yet. Wait, no, I did get one from Masterworks. I remember getting that email and ignoring it before I'd ever seen it on YouTube before. But yeah, these are like, it's not just NordVPN and everything else now. Now it's like you can, learn to invest in artwork and through a website, and you can also apparently get a Scottish noble title or something by, I don't know what the loophole for it is, but it's like I've seen people promoting it. Not Skillshare. Skillshare, all the ones that you know are still there. These are just the two new ones I recall being like showing up in a lot of YouTube sponsorships. What's up, my guy? How you doing? Lord Lady. I don't know how the Scottish title thing works, or how you could even get a Scottish like noble title if you're not even from Scotland. I'm guessing there's like some kind of legal loophole, or either that or it's bullshit. You getting YouTube Premium ads from a guy that makes music? Oh, well, thank you for having YouTube Premium, by the way. Shit, I forgot to buy skills, whatever. Mostly bullshit. I mean, I doubt it actually confers any authority to you. You can't just like show up to Scotland like, yeah, here's my title of nobility. Bought it online. Don't think it's gonna matter any. I think it's just one of those things like it's like probably like similar like buying your own star. Like, see that star there? It's mine. Bought it. Cold hard cash. Total of $50. Best purchase I ever made. I should do like a YouTube video where I buy all the most bullshit like things you can like that. Buy a star, buy like a Scottish noble title. What are some of the things you can buy that like that are total bullshit? Chat, send me some ideas. This might be a good idea for like just a funny one-off video at some point. Here's my star I own. Here's the planet I own. Also like bought a Scottish nobility. Maybe here's my certificate of ownership of like 1%, like 0.0% of the Mona Lisa. Loot boxes? Oh, well, yeah, those are bullshit, but that's a bullshit everyone knows.
As you said, they could be watching from afar.
NFT, well, obviously, yeah, but I'm just talking about the other bullshit that's been around for pet rock, buy a pet rock. Even the amazing world of Gumball made fun of the buying stars thing is, as any star you bought is most likely already dead. Well, there are definitely stars that are far away. But a lot of stars you can actually see with the naked eye are usually within like 1,000 or so light years, I believe. So obviously they're still alive, unless they're like a massive star, usually which have a very short lifespan. But that's not really the bullshit thing about it. The bullshit thing about it is that you can't buy a fucking star. We literally have like treaties on the international books to say that, you know, all of space is humanity's cultural heritage. Yes, all of space. So even then it wouldn't be legally recognized, even if you could. And still, what are you going to do with it even if you could buy it? Oh yeah, I totally own that star. You don't even get naming rights to it. So it's going to be like star 459B Sigma. Or whatever the hell they name it. You don't get any rights at all. It's not technically ownership.
I'm itching for a fight.
Game Sins presented by Scentbird. You know, I actually got recently got just like a few days ago, opened an email. You know that game Silk Song? It's got a sequel coming out. I got an offer from them to like, be sponsored on the channel. I'm very tempted because it seems like it's a pretty good game. And that's one I wouldn't have to worry about sinning later on either. Not true, I legally own Alpha Centauri. All of Alpha Centauri, the most nearby star, huh? You managed to get that. What a steal. Silk Song is, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a sequel to it, and I'm saying they send me like an email. Hey, what are your rates for advertising a 1-minute segment on your YouTube channel? Like, I haven't answered it because I'm just really loath to like take on, you know, sponsorships. Mainly because most of the, like, but maybe, I don't know, that one is kind of, I don't know, still debating it internally in my head.
It's like the tag swallows hope.
I don't mind doing a sponsorship when it's for something that's actually pretty good and people might want to play. If it's something that doesn't affect like the what I would say about a game, since it's not going to be a game I'm going to be ever, you know, sinning. Seen a few do sponsorships for Blue Apron. Oh yeah, yeah. Those are the kind of ones I don't want to do sponsorships for because I would never use those services. Have you played Hollow Knight? I have not played it, but I do own it. I got it when it was pretty cheap. So I have been considering like taking the Silk Song sponsorship. I haven't decided yet though.
The tear is changing things.
HelloFresh is actually for what does HelloFresh do?
Then the snow is the least of our worries.
Use Blue Apron. Is that the one where you're like, hey, send me a box of food or something like that? Stay strong, don't give in to the darkness. Well, it's not like I did be doing every single... If I wanted to, I could have a sponsor on every single video. But, and I said, I will almost never be taking on hardly any of them. But, for something like Silk Song, it is something I could be pretty sure is a good product. And it's, you know, a pretty good game. That I might even end up playing. I never want to be someone who's like just taking the... Unless, and the only reason I'd be taking on a bunch of sponsorships I've ever did is because YouTube stopped paying very well. Right now I still make pretty well, you know, pretty good money from YouTube. Hey, Sarai, what's up? Good morning, chat. How are my precious moo callers doing? You're in a very good mood. That's always nice to see. Chat, everybody say hello. Someone is being kind to you. Got a new phone, first time watching your stream on it. How does it look? And also, what'd you get? Samsung? iPhone? What?
It reminds me of home.
I'm hoping I can last, my current phone can last a few more years. Well, Booba is back.
Here they are. Will you please finish what you started, if you can?
Don't you doubt us. They were just lucky. So you better be.
Be what? You do as I say. You know why we're here.
Ha! Your obsession with the other one, yes. How will you make that?
Shut up, fools.
You dare insult us!
This is some hella writing, by the way.
Sister, it must be them. And I still can't sense their aura.
Hey, you two! Did we interrupt something?
Definitely, yeah, that is writing.
We'll play with our new toys. See how strong they are.
You'll find out.
What's it like being nothing but a head?
Then maybe you can join us. You want to, we know it.
Never! They're useless.
You know, she gets to keep the entire humanoid form. This guy is like, I'm a big head. What are titties as big as mine?
Your body can do.
Yeah, they're close.
Don't die too soon.
But she's a monster, though. She had to, like, probably, like, you know, sign a contract for damnation to get those.
They're too strong.
We need to get away from here.
Is it? Is it really? Just like one of the animes, just cause boobs? So now they're like, I gotta run. I'm currently playing a very weird looking Sonic game. Does it hurt dragging your chin through the mud like that? Oh, now you're just dragging your full face to it. It's a heck of a beat he's got, by the way.
Fast for this size.
So she bought hers and had to suffer through the years of back pain for mine? Eh. Well, maybe that's what she took, the demonic, like, transformation. Maybe a stronger spine. Or, I mean, because what she's wearing ain't offering any support. You know, with all the, like, wrath and fury he's chasing it with me, it ain't really being that effective, is it? I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. So his head's gonna split open and there's gonna be something inside, right?
You must evade their attack, or you'll be done for.
It sure is going on a while, ain't it? Oh, fuck. Oh, okay, I was supposed to jump down. But that was like, oh, I need to do something else or I'm gonna die. Maybe if he hovered in the air a little higher, his chin wouldn't drag and he might be able to gain some speed. Yeah, he's like slowing him down himself quite a bit. Prolonging her. I guess I'll fight you later. Or maybe that's as far as up as he can levitate and he just... Yeah, maybe there's actually a limit to his levitation. Top of that, plays with his food. Well, the way he's talking. You might have a point. Still, I don't think I'd play through my food by dragging my face through the plate to, like, find the carrots. Like, I'm gonna get you, and just like I'm a snake, just slither up the table, like, tearing my chin apart.
They're monsters.
Everything here is a
They've
monster.
completely lost their minds. What matters now is that we left them behind.
They're still near though. Stalking behind us. It's frightening.
Let's look for a way to leave them behind for good.
Hello, your son. He accepted it. Jesus, we like it. Don't make it dirty. I mean, he's got nothing on Charles from last night. Come on. No game is topping that for a while, I don't feel. You're like a vacuum cleaner when you're eating your father's cooking. He's always joke that I hated because I got rid of it. So he's like, suck it up that fast now.
Come out of your den.
Probe your butthole real good. Just kidding. Well, no, I'm sure it was not Neil. He was definitely like just joking. It doesn't matter that still that doesn't top like the kid breastfeeding in front of us on a dead body. It's like, I'm sorry, you're not topping that. And then he blew his brains out, but it was funny. I kind of want to see that game in like high def now, just for the fuck, just for that shit.
Wait. Their aura is gone. All of a sudden.
They must be preparing for an ambush.
Mm-hmm. Mini-Man? Well, he kept up the child pursuit to the very end and then blew his brains out, so... We'll never know. I wonder what would happen if I had not given him a gun, though. Would it change anything? Or do you have to give him the gun to even continue forward? I mean, I don't care enough to replay through the game, but I might check it out on YouTube and see if there's an alternate option. You have to? Makes sense, I guess. Probe Butthole might be one of your best streams ever. Oh, you think that's the name, do you? We're doing this again? The first time wasn't enough, huh?
They burrowed on the ground.
Preparing to attack.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. A big fucking Daka.
Emotional damage.
Well, this is a bit more than emotional damage if it hits me. I'm pretty far away from it. I'm out I guess it's like turning his head upward is a bit slow. Will we finally just fight the guy now? Yeah, this looks like a fighting arena.
We have to face them. We've no choice. We make our stand here. We use all the power we have, understand?
That's what they want. What if we lose control? What if we transcend?
If that's what it takes, so be it. We'll take them down with us, I swear to the Keepers.
I'm with you, sister. Judge, have mercy.
No mercy for the yellow. Only pine.
Pine.
Don't just stand there.
Is that a new Britishism? No pain, only pine?
Show us what you got. We offer you one thing. An exciting death. Exciting for us.
Wow, that's good writing, by the way. Saying for me lols.
Their aura. They're pushing it too far. We might have a chance. Keep at it.
I think I see what you mean. I felt
Oh.
that.
I'm getting kind of nuked here. Ah.
Now you've pissed me off.
He's got an effective strategy, I can't deny it.
My blows do nothing.
You're such an easy target.
Just as I thought.
Oh wait. How do we make him do that, though?
It will be enough.
How dare you! Damn you!
I don't even know what I did to knock him down. Wait, that's the end?
We can't do this. It's too much.
Chink. Now this is just like your enemies.
Please. They're too strong.
Good old-fashioned laser block chat. Hold your sword up, does all the blocking for you. Can't deny it, it's very Claymore right now.
What? Where did you come from? Why are you here? What are you doing?
I dare.
You know what? I believe anyone in chat could have written this dialogue. Fess up, which one of you did it? You're the one you like? It's a little, needed a bit of more seasoning to it, I feel. Gotta be brutally honest.
This feeling. This
If I've been guts had to show Claire how it's done. If only you were in this.
was overwhelmed, and they ended
If
up
only we had a decent Berserk game, too.
whether out of fear or desperation. She's trying to
Find that annoying when Cloud blocked every single bullet with his sword. To be fair, you could hide behind that sword.
Let me help
If you actually held it perpendicular to the ground.
before it's too late.
We gonna get the giant me titties again? What's with all the games that I'm playing recently having boobs in them all of a sudden? Well, they are really reusing assets a lot, aren't they? Like, this is the second time I did this. We did the chase scene forever.
What happened to them? They're mad, like rabid beasts.
Sister, what's happening? Why are they screaming?
Keep
Press
your eyes
right
closed,
bumper
Luke.
and left bumper constantly. It makes it look like loot is down. I've done it before, actually.
I don't understand. Where are Mama and Papa?
Don't worry, Loot. Let's get to safety first.
But what if something happened to them?
I'll find them. I'll bring them. I promise.
Here, hide in this oven. Oh, well, no, basement. Never mind.
But you have to stay put.
No. Please.
Playing using a keyboard. I'm using a PS4 controller.
You need to be brave now, Loot. We both do. I won't be long. Stay hidden. Say the Keeper's prayer. Keep saying it until I get back. Maybe they'll hear. Say it. May the torchbearer.
May the torchbearer light my way. May the
May the judge show me mercy.
So lost in this plot, something bad happened in our past to turn our sister into a ghost and us into a monster lady. And then some kind of evil thing happened in this city that split the sky in part and filled with demons. That's pretty much all there is to the plot right now.
Powerless. So afraid. How could we understand what was happening to our world? We wanted the nightmare to end.
It's not exactly very well formed, to be fair, perfectly honest. They just like, hey, there's a bunch of anime and manga we like, and there's a few games we like. Let's put them all together. So it's missing some cohesion.
I can almost... It's so close.
Almost there! Almost there! Mama! Papa! Mama! Briar! No! Go!
You don't walk in on your mom and dad where they're doing their choke play, alright? It's awkward.
Find loot! Save her! Save! Run! Papa! No. Papa. No! 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 Get away!
Alright, show of hands who's feeling emotion right now.
Mama! Mama! You would never hurt her. That was not my father. It can't be. Loot. She's in danger.
Emotional, damn it!
I know you're all hurting inside. I'm here for you. I just want you to know.
She never
It's hard to,
told
like,
me.
you'll see that, I know, in still frame.
I see why now. She meant to protect me from what she saw. Mama. Papa. No one deserves such a fate.
Death? Yeah, man. Or strangle? I don't know. What really...
Been alone all this time.
Sorry, but this is like your most generic thing you can do for your character. It's like, oh yeah, our parrots turn into monsters, yep. It takes a little bit more, man. Takes a little bit more. Says the reason we don't really know. We just know she's like a ghost, but there might be she might be something other than her just dying to become a ghost.
Sister! I was so scared.
Maybe it's a curse. Who knows?
Been the one to fill your dark soul with light.
Perfect timing on that one, given what's happening on screen.
Where's Mama? And Papa? Where are they?
They went for milk.
Loot.
You know, I just realized back in the older days, going out for milk wouldn't have really worked as much, because it just means you're going to like the barn or something to like milk the cow. Going for milk, laddies. I'll be back in a few hours. And then he never came back. Like, well, let's just check the path. Maybe he tripped and broke his neck.
You're a liar!
Loot. Loot, please.
Well, he didn't take his bow with him, though.
We have to run. We have to find somewhere safe.
We can't go. We can't be alone. I'm not strong enough, sister.
We'll be strong together. We'll
God,
always have
they
each
are
other.
such sisters. I get it. Ah. They really like these are sis. Wow, I'm sorry, game, but Jesus Christ. Oh, ghosty.
Loot! What is that? Run, Loot! Run! Ah!
What? Oh, is this why she became a ghost? I know, it's sad, right? Looks like we got smacked in the face, and yeah.
Sister! No!
Loot! I can't keep my promise.
But thank you for the 300 bits, by the way.
You need to run.
No! You said we're stronger together.
What's up, Garlic? How you doing?
If you stay...
Storm takes you. You over? Well, I was gonna say you're not in Florida, are you? But I don't think you are. I think you're like another continent entirely.
Go!
Then again, I believe Japan's being hit by a typhoon as well, right?
I'm not leaving you. Not ever.
Oh, you are in Florida? Okay, never mind. There's another member here who's usually from Japan, but I guess that's someone else. But be safe, regard. I'm surprised you still have power, actually.
Can't stand it.
It's,
My eye. It's spreading.
oh, we do have a dark power under all those that eye patch, huh?
Please. I don't want to.
When did Japan not get hit by a typhoon? You know it's not happening. There is a typhoon season, just like in America there's a hurricane season.
You must run. Sister!
this is how it happened.
And you're a monster.
Really that easy?
A scratch and you're no longer human. Corrupted.
Oh, there's our hearts.
She was trying to tell me she would kill
Well,
me.
they really want to get used to this big nude model, don't they?
Of being alone. Now we're never alone. Are we, sister? I was meant to die a helpless peasant that day. But we survived instead. We became stronger. I'm here, sister. I told you. I won't leave you. No matter what you do or what happens to me. Hear me. Don't give in. You're not a monster. You can resist. Brian! No! You must resist it! You must!
Together. Well, that was interesting. I think they're really like driving home a little too much. Sister, I love you. Okay, please. Please, you need to move on. The bow kind of shit, so maybe I should upgrade the gauntlet. Movable object, parry an enemy attack, increase. Maybe we should increase the bow of it since it is shit. Airborne, land a downward blow with the back of your bow. Use multiple arrows in a cone in front of you. Move forward, move forward X. Okay, well, sure. Plot is garbage. Well, I think this is developer's first game, alright? They just bit off a bit more than they can chew. They show promise though, right? Guess we'll get proficiency 2 with the gauntlets, since they're pretty good for knocking armor off. Third game, first game. So what was their other 2 games? Ever unlock anything else in this path? I did not. For me, a perfect slew. I'm not really sure what to do. First explosion. Removing this game from your wish list now? Well, it's better to just watch me play it. Here's a random food for thought. Imagine 19th and 20th century authors, the most popular work being turned into a manga anime, along with lines of the Telltale Heart. I mean, I don't have to imagine it. I've seen a lot of like Lovecraft's work turned into a pretty good manga. Like, there's really like a Japanese artist, a mangaka, who like adapts his stories into like just straight up manga, and they're pretty good actually. I've also seen Lovecraft's work turned into anime, but it wasn't really. They really just used the names and like made cute girls out of his Lovecraftian creatures. They took like Nyarlathotep and turned it into a cute girl who's like really thirsty after a boy. I was like, what the fuck? I just kind of wish he could have lived to see it, because apparently like Lovecraft really hated the Japanese for some reason. Like, he was super racist against a lot of people, but for some reason he really disliked the Japanese. So that would have been like a rich piece of irony. Loot is about to overcharge, results in unity lost. I get that. Keep her going longer. Lulu in a schoolgirl outfit. Well, no, it's literally just an anime girl who goes by, and they use the names. They pretended they were aliens or something. You know how it goes. Awesome, a new genre I need to... It wasn't even a new genre, just like, here's some, like, generic anime, and they use, like, the names of, like, Lovecraftian monsters for schoolgirls. So don't get your hopes up. I think it's like it's been a while since it came out. I only like ever watched like clips of it on YouTube. What? L trigger, right trigger? Oh shit, fucking metal. Berserks. You could have called it anything but that, you know. You've already used enough. Briar has gone capital berserk. While in this state, she gains incredible power and speed, but she loses control over herself. She moves in unpredictable ways, attacking and killing enemies in a furious rage. In order to help Briar recover her sanity, oppose her crazed behavior by pointing towards the highlighted direction using light... What? Pointing towards the highlighted direction. Berserk Recovery. Lute is the only one who can save Briar. Though her powers, she can heal the Berserk madness, restoring her sanity. Quickly respond to the prompts that appear on screen by pressing B multiple times until Briar is safe again. Berserk activation. In a fight, you can activate Berserk at will. This furious state is activated only if Unity is high and Briar's health is below a critical threshold. When left trigger, right trigger are pressed. Remember that Berserk gets Briar close to self-annihilation. If you can't save her, both she and Lute will be lost. Subtle, very subtle. Did I win? Oh. Such a weird thing. What is this? Triggering your Kingdom Hearts 2? It is a bit like the old Shadow mode of Sora, isn't it? So, isn't this like my second, like, double trigger power I've gotten? What the hell? Or is it just an evolution of the old one? You died so many times because of that mode? So it's not really that good? Desperation mode? This is my wolf armor. You're a ghost. How did you take my armor off? Wait, how do we fit that armor over the big, like, fucking crystal sticking out of our chest?
Finally back to your senses.
Sister, I was so worried. I thought for a moment.
You don't cleanse it before a certain time, you die?
Finally.
Some demons came to her hometown, killed her family, touched her in the face, and turned her into like a monster herself, so yeah. She's trying to avoid, I guess, turning into a full monster. It's basically a plot very similar to, like, Claymore, which is where they're taking a lot of this from. Oops, I didn't mean to skip.
Damned fool. Do you know what could have happened?
We had no other choice. I did what I had to.
This guy undressed me even worse.
No. There was another choice you could have made. Between death and transcendence, a chimera chooses death. Or it is chosen for them. I'm amazed the Shadeless let you live.
Donovan.
She has the Claymore stigmata on her back, you mean on her chest?
He came to our aid.
He was not the only one.
Even the main character kind of looks like the main character of, like, Claymore a little bit.
Perhaps my confidence in you was misplaced.
First one was your Bankai, this is your Hollow form. Everything must be described in anime terms.
But I suppose I'll have to make do with what the Keepers have given me.
Where's Donovan now?
This is not the bearded guy. Bearded guy is a different character.
I lost track of him when I went after you two. But unlike you, it looks like he could take on a Transcended.
So it is true. The Transcended. To think that those were chimeras once, like us. Lute, you said they disappeared.
They changed.
I have never witnessed
Can't use
the
your Moo coin for
transcendence
some
of a
reason? Do you have any
chimera
left?
myself. The Order prevents it with any means possible. I've read reports, but nothing like this. This is something
Got a question. Were you even a bit sad at the ending of Assassin's Creed Revelations when Ezio quit the Order? I never played Revelations. I only played Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and I didn't pick it up again until Black Flag chronologically, and Rogue, and then all the ones that came after that.
Could it be the
So
result
the
of the aura
entirety
we
of
felt
like
on
the two
bridge?
pseudo sequels, the 2 and then 3, didn't play.
It must be. They were taken beyond their limit. I felt their suffering.
Who are they?
It hardly matters now. Whoever they were, they're gone. My concern lies elsewhere. Transcended are known not to last long. Their power should have consumed them by now.
You buy something that keeps loading forever, maybe an error. Might be an issue with your whatever you're using this on.
And yet they didn't show any sign of decay.
Maybe refresh your browser.
Why?
Maybe the terror feeds them.
All the more reason to seal it.
If only
Any
we
chance you'll
knew
send The Witcher 3? I want to send all 3 Witcher games, actually. Not just 3. Still need to
I
play through
hate
The
to
Witcher
say
2 and record that, though. I've only recorded
But it
1 and
looks
3
like
so
you
far.
will have to improvise after all.
I guess I could probably do, like, the expansion packs on 3 as well, since those are pretty sizable.
Fine. But we will do things our way.
Your internet still seems to be working if you can talk to us.
Go now. Don't make me regret putting faith in you.
How bad is it getting down in Florida? I heard it was like a very bad hurricane. You've been working on The Witcher 2? You've been playing it?
It should be of some help as you make your way back to the surface.
Thank you, Layton.
Why don't you just give us all your gifts right now instead of waiting until moments? Pairing pendants, the evolution of an ancient flagellation whip. We're a Soul Calibur character now. Though our boobs aren't nearly big enough. I've kind of got enough heals on me, so I'm kind of good. And I got a revive as well. Don't have enough points for anything. It means legit remaking the game in Unity? Well, I'm quite the undertaking. I'm in Florida, northeast part near Jacksonville. I hear it's like the southern tip that's getting hammered the most, right? Technically, the hurricane's coming up behind Florida from like the Gulf of Mexico, isn't it? Playing The Witcher 3, and so far I've been disappointing. My first Witcher game, to be fair, but it feels overrated. Well, I mean, I wasn't really that I mean, I liked it, but I didn't really feel it was like, super amazing either when I played it. It just has good character writing and also pretty nice world building. But it has good quest design as well, so I'll give it all those strengths. But I do feel people overrate it a little bit.
I worry for Donovan. He may be in need of help.
Apparently the Shadeless knew what he was going up against. Unlike the two of you. That said, I doubt that's the last we'll see of him.
The same can be said about those monsters.
All the more reason not to waste the chance you've been given. You won't.
Whatever needs help. I think he's gonna turn into a monster. That's what it was hinting at earlier.
I mean to ask a question about you, if I may. Do you believe in the Keepers?
I didn't care much about it as a girl. There was work
Isn't
to do in the
Witcher 3
fields.
combat poop? It's better than Witcher 1 and 2.
I care even less now.
And what about you, Lute?
There was a preacher of the Triarchy in our village. Mother used to go and listen to his sermons. Then she helped me say my prayers before going to sleep. She taught me. I think it's part of who I was.
I think the hurricane was receding water from, yeah, that's pretty normal in big storms. It like sucks up the water into it somewhat. So you'll see like water recede from coastlines a bit.
You shall fight for it then.
But you never want to be near those areas because it always comes back in like a massive wave. You get swept right out to sea on it. Guess we're good.
Judge's wisdom, dear sisters.
Yeah, if you ever see like the ocean literally recede from the beach, do not get anywhere else but that. Get far away. I think the hurricane was dumping water along the coast. Yeah, it's like, you know, Florida and also the islands in that area getting wrecked right now. So where are we now, and how much further away from our goal are we? Getting sidetracked a lot. Yeah, but actually, speaking of like, that, CD Projekt Red, I've been thinking of going back into Cyberpunk and doing a bunch of the side quests in that game. I'm just debating whether I should do that now or wait for the expansion pack next year.
I need to ask you something, Luke. I had another nightmare. Another memory. Were you there?
Yes. Though I did not want to be. You should have told me what happened to them.
It was my burden, Luke.
Yay, I mean, it's apparently pretty decent now as well. Though they still haven't like made the police or like police chases a thing, which I would figure would have been done by now. That was a weird camera change.
You did everything you could. It was not enough.
Then I am.
You really want to play it? Play? Well, I mean, I gotta like, manage my time, you know?
Hurt you because of me. But all of it led us to here.
But I'm not the only one. A lot of people, apparently it's got like a massive amount of success ever since the anime came out.
And that's
They're like, oh yeah, let's check this game out, and we'll go kill Atom Smasher. Who knew that, one lolly would get, or one lolly character's, tragic end would get so many people obsessed with playing a game again. Yeah, here you can like get revenge. Side quest for River was pretty disturbing, I thought. Don't think I didn't do a lot of side quests. I did some, but I obviously had to like get the video out in time, so I eventually stopped doing side quests and focused on the main plot. And with the intention being that once there was an expansion pack, I'd come back and play the game. But apparently it's taken a lot longer for the expansion pack to come than I originally anticipated, though. The Project Reg, when they made the anime, well, they're a part of making the anime. Obviously, it's animated by Trigger.
Sister,
I believe they did the plot writing, right?
got your back now.
Molly is the best character now. Twitter. I really don't think she's the best character, to be honest with you. I mean, she's entertaining, but she's just really there like only a few scenes. I think there were, honestly, I think of the main group, that was the main cyberpunk group in it. She's definitely not anywhere near as important as like Main, or Lucy, David, and Lucy and David. Yeah, I guess she's more important than like the one girl, the other Netrunner lady. But or the chauffeur guy that or the bartender guy, whatever his name was. That was like only other ones that made it out. I wonder if they'll make another, like, since the anime did so well, they'll make another one. I have no idea any of these characters. Well, that's understandable. I don't think you've watched the anime. I have no idea about this thing that I haven't, experienced. Well, I'll be.
Somewhere, sometime.
You back? Welcome back, GMC. What'd you have for dinner? Or whatever it was you wanted to do.
One down.
Come on. To be fair, you have no idea who these characters are and you watch all the streams for it. I mean, well, that's understandable. They're not interesting.
Who's next?
Is this game any good? It's mid, but it's not bad. It'll do ya. I'd compare this... This is like the Subway of video games, alright? Of action-based games. You know what? They have a pretty good, like, meatball marinara and, like, a spicy chicken. Or, like, a chicken teriyaki. Everything else, though, is, like, could use some work. It's a weird description, but I feel a lot of people will understand me instantly when they like, oh, yeah, I get what your point is. I see. I try... the game... This wasn't the game I actually wanted to play tonight. I wanted to play Jade Empire, but I cannot... get that game to run on my computer. And it really sucks. It just will not work. So I'm pretty sure if I ever want to play Jade Empire, the only way I can do it is through, like, Pakistani GameCube. So, it's of the 5-foot long variety. I've never actually gotten, like, a full sub from, like, Subway. Or any sandwich place, I always get, like, a half sub.
It's all I'm good for now.
Or like the 6-inch, not the full like 12, whatever, the gigantic ones. I'm not really a sandwich, like a Subway. Well, no, I'm not a Subway guy. No, Subway's terrible. But I'm not. When it comes to a sandwich, I really don't like a complex sandwich. Just one like a peanut butter and jelly, and that's about it. Or like a cheese sandwich or something. Don't know what's wrong. Works on mine. Just one of those. Sometimes games are like that, depending on your hardware and what operating system you're running. It can be that way. Like I tried the Steam version, it just doesn't run, and I couldn't find any helpful like tricks for making it run. Basic as fuck. Based on what? Because I like peanut butter and jelly. Everyone likes peanut butter and jelly if you're American. You know, I've heard that peanut butter and jelly isn't much of a thing outside of America. It's like a very American food. Or Canadian, maybe Canadians eat it, but I don't know. Maybe they're more into what is it? What do Canadians eat? Maple syrup sandwiches or something? I don't know. But we need to like, you know, spread peanut butter and jelly to like Europeans, chat. They're missing out. To be fair, everyone like, well, that's what I was actually just going into. Apparently, like most people don't eat, like the British or like Australia, most of like the places you would think like it, don't actually eat it. They have different stuff they like to spread on their sandwiches, like Vegemite and Marmite and what else they do? That kind of stuff. PB&J is smacked hard in a boot camp. Smacked hard in boot camp? They don't like it there? Or smacked as in they smack it out of your hand, or is smacked as in like some good shit? Because people don't enjoy life though. True, they're European. It's kind of the whole point. Hell is Vegemite anyway? It is leftover brewer's yeast and spices, I believe, right? And for some reason, they think that's a good thing to put on a sandwich. It's basically a little bit like soy sauce, to be fair. It's like very concentrated, though.
Imagine living in such a crowded city.
There goes Dart's European audience. No, Europeans like it when you make fun of them. They're a bit of a masochist bunch. I mean, hey, it would be very hypocritical, because how often do you hear of Europeans, you know, giving, you know, some backhanded smack toward Americans? All the fucking time. So if they can't, yeah, well, if they can't take it, don't dish it out. I'm a European, can confirm we hate life and want it to end. I mean, but you're very pleasant to be around. So I give you that much, despite your, like, you know, your attitudes toward life. Also, they changed what the first time chatter announcement looks like, I've noticed. I was like, what the hell is this box now? But also, Azrael Icarus. I could never what? Make fun of American, you'll admit you're European, eat a PB&J. A lot of things you could, you know, that statement could mean. Apparently chicken and waffles is not a thing outside the US. You know what I'm kind of curious, what are some of the things that are really just uniquely American now? We've discovered PB&J, apparently chicken and waffles. I feel like we've spread pizza. Well, technically pizza's Italian, but I feel like Americans deserve of credit for like internationalizing pizza. Hamburgers have also become kind of international thing. Everyone likes hamburgers. What is else a unique American food? We need to like put together a list. Eat anything that tastes like a boot. Ah, I see. Where am I going here? Burgers. Like I said, burgers were originally like a very American thing, but I feel like everyone's like kind of like adopted burgers now. Like, where do you go, you won't find a burger? Nowhere. Everyone sells a burger. Carnival State Fair food? You would think that, but I've seen like South Koreans have mastered corn dogs to a level us Americans can never dream. So they've won that. So you can't even consider corn dogs an American food, you know? The South Koreans, they have it completely beat. I'm not even kidding. I want to go to South Korea just to have their fucking corn dogs.
It happened in a matter of mere hours. It's terrible.
It's like they look that good. So why didn't we ever think of that? That was our thing. Funnel cake? I feel like cheesecake might be a very American thing. I've always heard apple pie is, but I feel like cheesecake is more American. Deep fried? Well, we do have deep fried butter. I've never tried deep fried butter, but apparently it's pretty good. I don't know why it would be, though. Apparently you put breading on anything, it instantly gets better. Japanese cheesecake is a thing? What's the difference between Japanese cheesecake and a Western cheesecake, then? Unstable crystals. Unstable crystals are crimson crystals that react to the banishment field. Once activated, they explode as soon as someone gets too close. Note that even if banishment field is deactivated, the mine remains active for a while.
Careful. Those crystals are not safe. They react to my aura.
I will try not to get us blown to pieces.
She says as she gets blown to pieces.
Let our guard down.
How do I get past? So I don't activate my girl? Japanese cheesecake is jiggly. Well, okay. I don't know how to get past these without blowing up now.
My powers. I must be careful.
Okay, that's the thing that explodes, right? Once went to a festival and overheard a large woman say, "Y'all got any fried butter?" Imagine my surprise and disgust when I realized it was real. I mean, maybe it's pretty good. I've heard it's actually really good, weirdly enough. I've never tried it myself, mind you. Who the fuck fries butter? Apparently it's become a bit of a trend. I mean, it definitely sounds like if you eat it too often, you're dead.
All these lives destroyed.
Fried ice cream? Oh, how do you even do that without it just turning into melted,
You know
liquid?
this is not how it works.
I mean, is there anything that gets worse when you fry it? No. Every evening, did you ever make a Far Cry Primal video? I have not. I did play it, but I recorded it, but I never made a video on it. It might be a little difficult to like do that because given the context, it is about cavemen after all. It'd be kind of hard to like point out that cavemen are doing something stupid or incorrect because they're fucking cavemen. Like, so it's kind of hard to like. I'd have to like really work on how I'd formulate my arguments about the characters' actions in it. Because they weren't really doing anything complex either. They're just like, hey, let's go kill the evil cavemen. They do bad things. Too many calories. Well, you shouldn't. I mean, it's perfectly fine to eat every once in a while. They have fried. I can't believe it's not butter. Oh. That just made me feel like angry inside when you said that. I mean, the idea of like, I can't believe it's not butter even being a thing is like already insulting enough. Then the idea of like, hey, what if we like deep fry it? So can I use the bombs against these things?
She is my knight, my sister. We're not backing down.
There's more.
I'm ready, sister.
Oof, I got blown up a lot there. Bombs do hurt enemies, but I have to get close to them, so I'm going to take the damage too. Maybe I should heal myself. There we go.
I am dispersing my efforts.
Hate canned green beans. I tend to dislike most canned foods. So they really introduced this mechanic just so you're like, okay, now you can't just leave your field on. You gotta like pulse it. Alright, gotcha. That's all it does. How many more crystal mechanics are they gonna give me? Canned corn is probably the least terrible. Like, only thing canned I ever eat is like chicken noodle soup. I think that is the last one. Yeah, I mean, they really didn't want to come up with real puzzles for this. They just, let's throw a bunch of crystals in there. It's a little disappointing. I feel like puzzles are kind of necessary for a game like this to like break up the action so it doesn't get exhausting.
That this door will lead us out of here.
Would you eat canned chicken nuggets? No. No, thank you. I would not eat that. I don't even like eating chicken nuggets if it's not from a restaurant, weirdly enough, because usually the chicken nuggets you buy are usually kind of like... If you buy like a bag of chicken nuggets at the store, you're going to be disappointed, I feel. Do you eat the chicken noodle soup with a soda on the side? No, I eat Campbell's. If I'm getting chicken noodle soup, just straight up Campbell's. I do want to learn to make my own chicken noodle soup, though, but that's probably a lot of work. It's like you gotta make the noodles, you gotta like chop up chicken, you gotta make a broth, so I probably never will bother. What is the worst puzzle you could design and be implemented into a game? Details if needed. A timed... Timing is important, you know, having like a very short time limit. Also, at the same time as a time limit, throw in escort quests, so you gotta keep someone alive, give them very bad AI, make them constantly get stuck on walls. And then flood with enemies, and then also on top of that, throw in like a box puzzle, pushing, you know, puzzle inside of it as well. Rolled into one. There you go. Bad puzzle design 101. Have a couple instant death traps in there as well. Played games that had that exact thing too. Sounds awful. Well, it's best. It's an idea people used to think was pretty cool. Hey, this adds tension, and then they're like, "Well, actually, just pisses everybody off." Nobody likes this. Let's keep doing it for a few more years in case they learn to love it. Really, I can't jump over that. That's kind of shit game. You're being really aggressive with those invisible walls. Back, just had some dinner. Also, Coolio just died. Oh, well, fuck. Guess you're sad to be the bearer of bad news. Not that I can really say I know much about Coolio's music. I know a few songs of his. How many famous 90 rappers have we lost in the past few years? I mean, it wasn't that long ago we lost DMX. His heart just couldn't take the strain of everyone revitalizing his song after Resident Evil 2 came out. So how did Coolio die? Was it just, because it's kind of a young age for him, right? I'm guessing like drug use and heart problems have a bad mix.
The tear.
59, yeah, 59 years old is, yeah, that's kind of young. Heart attack, but yeah, so I'm guessing, yeah, usually if you're not like overweight or like generally unhealthy, a heart attack at 59 is just kind of makes you wonder, well, with the drugs, do the drugs matter? Probably did. Oh shit, this is where I'm supposed to go. Get back here, I need to kill the ghost. I am taking a lot of damage from bombs, aren't I?
I'm not done yet.
What's up, Mike? How you doing? Okay. Julio just turned 59 last month. Hey. Hopefully he had a really good birthday party before it happened, and in fact that might have been what killed him. Yeah, chat. Stay away from drugs. It usually kills you before you hit 70. If you well, usually a lot younger, right? Usually you're dead by 40 or so. This is my anti-drug message for my stream. I want my streams to be like those old school like cartoon after show messages. Like that was like Ninja Turtles and G.I. Joe were famous for them. Hey kids, listen up. If you are a soldier like me, the G.I. Joe force or what the fuck it was, like don't do, no, they were more inventive than this. Never mind. I'm bad at it. Also, no droogs, only moohoogs. Yeah, there you go. You've spoken a different language no one will understand, but hey. It's the love that counts of the message, right? Help, computer. Also, thank you for the 100 bits. What we got going on here? Enlist and get laser guns. You know, what was it? What part of the military was G.I. Joe part, in charge of? Never got that part. What part of the U.S. government forces were they? What's the backstory of the G.I. Joe? Other than it was an action figure.
Some respite at last.
Special forces? I mean, if you're allowed to dress like that, like how they acted, yeah, you have to be special forces. See, we got like a guy who dresses like a ninja. We got like, you know, this guy who's always dressed like he's ready to go to Antarctica. this hot girl for some reason, and I didn't really watch G.I. Joe. I only know like a few things about it. People from every branch, did they? Native American? Yeah, that guy. Basically, that is the super diverse military unit.
An abomination. Corruption and death intertwine. I don't even want to look at it.
Then we'll only look for as long as it takes to kill it.
Your wounds are not yet healed, sister. We can't hope to do this.
There's only one way out. It's not on this side of the creature.
So what do we do?
We have no choice. We go through it. You want more? I've got more.
Yeah, these just constantly spawn, don't they?
Loot, over there.
I am ready. It's happening. Not on my watch.
Not doing a lot of damage to it, am I?
I'm just warming up. Cover me, Loot.
I will take care of it. Fading away.
Heal.
Loot,
What does the
over there.
frog have cake? What?
I am ready.
Oh wait, what? Ghost. Where'd the ghosts come from? According to the old Marvel comic series, G.I. Joe was formed by I didn't know it was a Marvel thing, actually. That's new to me.
Lucky, it won't happen again.
Not on my watch. She is my knight.
Shit, I can't get to the ghost. Fuck. Ran out of like juice.
I'm back. I must be careful.
Yeah, I kept it from healing so much, a little bit. Game takes hours for first boss battle, and now manages to throw them too well. They don't really have a lot of boss battles, I feel. shit, where are my fucking ghosts at? I need to kill them.
Friar alone.
God, this healing is getting really fucking old.
But I've recovered.
Entropy almost finished up, girl. I guess that is, I'm supposed to use the bombs against it, right? Well, that just nearly killed me, never mind.
My powers. I must be careful.
Oh, I just stay around long enough for me to kill the damn ghost so we can't heal, old lady. Jesus. I'm never going to kill this bastard. It also doesn't help that when I start attacking the ghosts, I get knocked a mile away.
Dispersing my efforts. Pushed it too far.
Are you for real? I just turned you back on, you stupid... Ugh.
I overdid it.
I'm getting irritated.
I've recovered.
It's not even a tough fight, it's just because, oh, well, like, I can't use the damn girl to kill the fucking ghosts they're healing it.
I felt that.
What are the other ones I got? Grants Templar and Vulnerability, freezes Entropy. I might need to use this, actually.
No. Can't be Friar alone. Oh no. It's happening.
Didn't really last that long. Well, might as well use another one, I guess.
Now you've pissed me off.
Enemies who heal are the worst. This game has an added benefit. It pulls the things out that heal it, and then you can't attack them if you have too much entropy. Luckily I got a resurrection stone on me, so I should be fine. Yes, revive me. Kill it. Thank you. I took all my items. Oh fuck. They're gonna revive it.
Fading away. Dispersing my efforts.
Oh, you fucking gotta be kidding me.
Can't be Friar alone. Pushed it too far.
Okay, finally. What is this game? A bit mid. This is mid Devil Cry.
We prevailed.
Only by being reckless. Again,
Oh, we're not getting a good rating for that fight.
We couldn't run.
Can knock enemies to the ground, so I kind of forgot how to do that. Then I go, yeah, I can't do that.
We're improvising.
if you put it that way.
Loot, you were of barely any help in that fight. You need to hold your ghost form together a bit longer. Scenery is nice, but they're also reusing a lot of it. I feel like I've been in like, this is like my 10th aqueduct, and we'll probably go into like our 10th like destroyed town. Or then our next sewer. So they're reusing a lot of textures and level design. Bronze, huh? Say she's barely any help, but you can't. Well, obviously I needed her help, but come on, I can still be critical of her performance. Sunless maze, huh? I need to refill my health buys after that fight rather than upgrade. Because I got none of this left. That'll do. That'll do. Jackbox win? Jackbox party pack? Never. I have no interest in it. I've played with Kate a few times for one of her streams. It's not really my thing. Alicia... let's see. Hollowed Hunter, when Unity is high. Briar and Luke can unleash the Hollowed Hunter. I never really get my Unity very high to get these special attacks off. When you ever stream 2 Human, it's free on Xbox. I don't know. That game ain't very good, is it? From what I remember, what I recall hearing about it. I mean, I guess it might be interesting to see, like, the dumpster fire at some point. Is it always free? Is it only currently free? I feel like that's the only way you get people to play that game. Perfect slow. Luke can perform 1 additional disruption counter while another is already active. Yeah. Hate this Devil May Cry stuff where the rest of the stuff gets more expensive after you buy something else. Luke can conjure an additional barrier while another is already active. I guess we'll... Have we had an actual great boss fight? None that I would really call, like, that great, no. Boss fights and good boss fights are kind of hard to do. Like, I actually know more about the development and, like, the developer of, like, 2 Human than I do the actual game. I just know it's like a weird sci-fi, like Nordic, like, Norse mythology, right? But, the development of that game is way more interesting than the actual game. Started life as a Nintendo 64 game, then it went to, GameCube, and then eventually ended up on Xbox 360. And it changed, the original idea for the game actually seemed kind of interesting, and then it turned into like a weird sci-fi Norse game. Where you play as Baldur. Then it got really shitty combat. They used analog sticks. Analog stick combat chat, never good. Use them for aiming, not attacking. Matt McMuscles did a video on the making of it. On the making of, the making of the game I feel is just way more entertaining than the actual, content of the game. Cybernetic Norse gods, essentially, that's what I know about it. It's like sci-fi Norse fantasy or something. Like Odin is like sitting at a desk, it's like a desk job or something. You're like Baldur fighting machine gods or something. I know nothing about what happens in the plot. I just know the story of the development. Disney Dreamlight Valley win. Is that Disney's attempt to make it an Animal Crossing game? Oh, Chad, I had a great idea for the next time I do an AI art stream, by the way. There's new developments in AI art. What I was thinking of doing, once I get a GPU that can handle it, is using Stable Diffusion. I can actually train additional stuff into the AI art generator. So what I could do is like have chat share pictures of themselves on the Discord. Then I could take those images and have the AI trained on it, so I could actually put people from chat into like any type of art I want to do. So I think that might be an awesome idea. However, I don't think I can currently run it on my current GPU. So I'll have to wait and see if I can get a 4000 series card. It could be really damn cool though. But it would require people in the Discord to like share their images so I could use them for training data. I might have to get Rune to help me with it too. Since he knows about Stable Diffusion and has already had it running. But not Dream something, whatever it's called. But yeah, then it can actually like draw yourselves based off the images. And I could like make you anything I want. I've seen some videos on it already and it's pretty cool. But on it, obviously, it's only if you'd want to share images of yourself on the Discord or privately with me as well. But if that happens, I'll definitely make an announcement. Something I've also been considering doing for a stream, you've probably seen other people do it before. I've been thinking of doing a wrestling stream, chat, where I would create some actual like unique wrestlers, and then have them fight each other while being the commentator. Can you submit your pets? Would work too, actually. But don't do it just yet, because it won't be until I have a graphics card that could run it first. And that's, who knows when I'll have one of those. Dart lol, but yeah, the wrestling thing though, that can happen anytime. So I need to buy the game and make some characters. Cat wrestling stream? No, just a wrestling stream. Thought you meant playing a wrestling game like WD. Well, it would be a wrestling game, yeah. I would be making characters in the wrestling game and then having the computer take control of them, and I'd just be the ringside announcer. There's been plenty of other YouTubers and streamers who've done that, but it's always fun to watch. I was hoping you were wrestling. No, I would not be wrestling.
Do you ever wonder what we might have been?
Sure, we would have been bankers, lady. We would have lived boring day jobs, or we would have both been knocked up by now, given this is like medieval times. We'd have been sold off because we're women, and we would have been knocked up with like our 4th kid. It would not have been a good life. You're better off fighting. It was not a romantic time. Lute is like 13. That doesn't matter. She'd probably be on her 2nd kid by now. That got dark. Well, I'm sorry, but that's the dark reality of like medieval, whatever European time period we're in. Oh, the Lord has graced me with 2 beautiful daughters. Looks like I can, you'll get them, married to the local merchant's son, you'll get the dowry, whatever they would have done. Like, it was not always a great thing to be a woman back in those days. Wasn't easy. Most women married at 16, yeah, they married pretty young. They didn't have our modern concepts. They didn't even have anime to, make it an argument. Like, no, she's totally
Living in such a crowded city.
A place like this is a feast for wraiths.
Watching the Jeffrey Dahmer Netflix show. Good lord, great show, but good lord, the dude, well, yeah, he was... I've read about the guy, but yeah, pretty fucking messed up. Yeah, you have to be to eat people. You can't be normal if you're gonna eat people. And you definitely get I guess that's like the perfect crime, because you definitely get a bit of plead insanity afterwards. Like, nope, no death penalty for me, definitely for me. I almost killed you, my man. Married at 16 in the US. Yeah, but we're talking about adults that were marrying young girls back in those days. Spawns This Dahmer show is hilarious. I can't believe how dark show is.
I
You
know I
dump.
have
It's a
bad
true
attitude
story.
sometimes.
I guess that was like from like early 90s, right? So I guess a lot of people just weren't around at that point who were watching it. And like believe there's no way that's real. No one would be that fucked up. And to be fair, I could definitely like if I did know about it myself, I'd be like, yeah, like, that never happened.
The Keepers have led you here.
Total fabrication. Don't have enough points for anything yet, do I?
Transcendence. I've been thinking about it. The doom of us chimeras.
Is it true or well, it's based on a true story. I'm guessing they've like had some like done some stuff that didn't actually happen in reality. But Jeffrey Dahmer, yeah, was a real serial killer. He'll cut people up and eat them.
Not if the Order can help it. They will send a Reaper for you to prevent it.
I think he's dead now. He like died in prison, didn't he?
A reaper,
I don't think they'd make it like a series on him if he was still alive.
like an executioner.
We've never heard anything about this.
But then again, isn't Charles Manson still alive?
Every chimera knows that they won't live forever. Why the secrecy?
Would you really like to know how your
He
former
was killed forever. Who, Dahmer? Was he
Dismissed.
executed or did he like just die in prison?
Who came for them, or who will come for you, eventually?
Oh, Charles Manson died? Okay. I remember he's like been there forever and like he died.
Now that you say it, it's easy to understand why this information is kept secret.
Dahmer was killed by another inmate. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually.
These sewers look even more grand compared to the rotten slums above.
Such an architectural wonder, isn't it? As such, it only served the needs of the patricians in Hightown.
That's hardly surprising, but I will get over it. As long as this is the road that will take us to the inner walls.
How do we get into conversations about serial killers again?
That as long as
Chad, there's no more like alienated conversation you can ever have in public if you're like the guy who's always talking about serial killers. So I recommend you don't like have that in public unless like there's a very good context for it. For some reason there are some people that get really fascinated by that topic. It's like, yeah, let me like, hey, did you hear about the Zodiac killer? Let me tell you about the Zodiac killer. I've had friends who are like that. Well, a friend who was like really into serial killers for some reason. And it was just always like, what? God, hey, GMC, have a good night, man. Thanks for being here. Is that not the way up? Zodiac killer, you mean Ted Cruz? Well, we only found that out recently. Surprised they haven't arrested him for that yet. I guess the statute of limitations and all. I used to have a neighbor who was like really obsessed with like Jack the Ripper. He'd like constantly be like getting books and like wanted to talk about it. I was a little kid, so I'd like, who dat? Is that a comic book character or like superhero? But he'd like always like try to like talk to my mom and dad whenever he came over about Jack the Ripper. I had no idea what it was. It wasn't until like years later like, wow, that guy was kind of weird.
And pushed it too far.
Chat doesn't go out in public. Well, true. Well, some of them I believe one day will. Who dat? Like he was like the first famous like British serial killer in like the mid 1800s. Killed prostitutes for some reason. You know, it probably is, you know, massive incel. But they never caught him, so everyone likes to talk about it. And like put him into fiction. I mean, the serial killer topic is like the zodiac signs topic. Fun to talk about if you're with the right group. Yeah, but it's like when you're like you're in a mismatch. You just bring it up out of the blue, like some people will. There's always like some people like, what? What are we talking about murderers for? And to be fair, there are some people who get really into that topic for some reason, like a little too deep into it. Like they spend all night like reading the Wikipedia entries. Isabel family is super pissed about the Dahmer show. Is the Isabel family the Dahmer family or like one of the victims? I mean, I don't really care if Dahmer's family is super pissed about it. Their relative was eating people.
Tune in.
I think that was more embarrassing than him actually having a,
That's
you know,
all I'm good for.
fiction or like a TV show made about his murderous or something. Victims, okay, victims thing, different argument then. They might have a point depending how things are depicted.
One down.
Let's keep it up. Sister, let our guard down. We're not backing down.
Would be pissed if my family member's murderer keeps getting depicted in media. I mean, that, yeah, I could definitely see the why you'd be. You'd probably want the guy to be not be remembered at all, right? But like it or not, that is something that gets you into the history books, unfortunately. Did they at least get like paid for it or anything? I mean, that'd be kind of shitty if they didn't. Let's talk about cock. Why? Why are you wanting to talk about that? That feels even more awkward to bring it out of the blue. It's not exactly a deep conversation topic. They are really dragging this out with this entire aqueduct thing, aren't they? Like, please. This is entirely unnecessary.
Contraption controls the drainage of
Being
the
random?
sewers.
Ah. The Dane Cook School of Comedy, I see.
Let's go take a look.
So yeah, I was fucking this bitch, and then I just talk about my cock. That'd be a Dane Cook opener. Oh, he's so random. Filled up Madison Square Garden, he did. Inspired a generation of Zoomers. Dane Cook sucks so much. Well, we all recognize that now, but there was a time when he was, filling up Madison Square Garden. His fame came and went really fast, though. Like, one year he was, like, there everywhere, and then next year no one, like, ooh.
It's calm, easy.
Starring in major. I don't think I ever watched any of his movies, but I just know that he was like a comedy, like the Comedy Cellar for like a while. With his, you'll fill up the house. And I never understood why, because even as a kid, I was like, why is this guy ain't... I want to make myself sound enlightened, but even then I was like, this guy ain't funny. Didn't hate him, I just didn't like him. I mean, I just didn't get his, like, he's saying shit at random. I could do that.
Cover me, Luke.
Dispersing my essence. It's happening.
Literally, I just turned you off and on. God, you're the worst light switch ever. Is in the movie with Jessica Simpson, Boobas? That's all you remember about the movie, not the name?
There's more.
I'm ready, sister.
I'm just blind.
My powers. I must be careful. I can't be a friar alone.
Luke, shut up. No, she needs to tell us how much she loves us.
I'm not done yet.
Yay. He was employed in all those movies. I've never seen any of those movies. I'm kind of glad, actually. Did he get, like, caught in, like, a controversy? Because he, like, disappeared from, like, you know, really quick. So I was wondering if, like, it missed out on, like, him getting, like, caught doing something. He would be the first comedian. Feel bad about Dane Cook the same way I feel bad about Adam Sandler. I don't. Adam Sandler seems like a piece of shit to me. Well, he was a funny comedian, but then he just got really goddamn lazy. Like, I'm just gonna, like, make a bunch of really crappy movies so all my friends can, like, get a paycheck. I mean, I guess if you're Adam Sandler's friend, he's a really great guy since he's made you rich by letting you be in all of his movies, but wow, his movies went to shit.
Corruption burns within me at all times. It never stops.
It's like Kojima. Well, Kojima... No, that's not true at all. Well, Kojima certainly has, like, actors that he likes. But it's mainly like he just kept making the same character over, so it made sense for him to have a lot of the same actors back. It's really only Death Stranding that he went overboard with, like, all the actors he wanted to put into it. But I don't think he's, like, friends with them. Except Norman Reedus. He might be friends with Norman Reedus now. So who knows? Maybe he's changing for the worse. And he's like, I just want to be friends with famous people in movies and TV. So Adam is so goddamn lazy. Sad cause he has shown. Yeah, he like I said, he's definitely had really good comedy movies, and he had some good comedy sets too. But he got really lazy after like what, by the early 2000s, I think it was. And all of his movies just went to absolute shit. I couldn't even stand to watch any of them anymore. When was the last time he had a decent movie that wasn't just terrible?
That day in the forest, playing beneath the big oak. That was really the last time I felt happy.
Yeah, you've mentioned that like 100 times already. Are you trying to depress me? Uncut Gems is really good though. Uncut Gems? What is it even about?
That's two.
Got a drama on Netflix. It was actually pretty good a year or so ago. So, I must have missed out on hearing about that then. So what was Uncut Gems about? Was it literally just about him that, you know, I'm assuming it's not in something to do with jewelry. Adam Sandler is a pathetic gambler. Did it have all of his regular friends in it though? The regular Adam Sandler crew. You're like, what? Who are some of his friends again? God, where am I going right now, by the way? Plays a Jewish American jeweler and gambling addict in New York City Diamond District who must... Wait, if you're a how do you have a gambling addiction in New York where gambling isn't allowed? Was it a comedy? Okay, maybe it's just comedies that suck then.
No, it's still blocked. More clusters need destroying.
Wasn't happy, Madison? Okay, so that's probably the reason it was actually halfway decent then. He wasn't the, you know, the creative controller. About gambling is illegal? Well, generally, yeah, except for like in Nevada.
It's spread like mold on rotten fruit.
I guess you could do like online gambling or crypto gambling. That's unregulated, mostly. Oh, I can't break this yet, can I? Illegal rackets by gangs in the mob. True, but I feel like you get other issues if you're doing illegal mob gambling. I mean, it's still bad, but yeah, you got more than one problem. I think most unexpected thing was Adam dying in the end of... Spoiler? You put the spoiler tag at the end of your sentence, you realize. You can't just go spoiler, by the way, at the end of your statement.
It is as if it were a living being.
I can feel it breathing.
Wait, I haven't, like, opened up the gears yet, though. As if yeah, but other people in chat might want to watch it. Okay, I don't care. I just want to, like, move on.
I am dispersing my efforts.
Like, whatever I get from breaking all those crystals, don't care. Just more crystal points, apparently. Disposal pitch. Kevin Spacey, does he do anything besides killing all the people who, like, testified against him right now? I have to break them to move on. You're on the right. Oh, I thought maybe that going that door meant I took to the. I went to another area. I guess that's their idea of a puzzle, huh? So I came out of this way. People talk about the Clintons, but Spacey is something else. Well, people talk about the Clintons all the time. They're politicians. Kevin Spacey is an actor. Admittedly, he was a pretty good actor, given that, but
Then we go back
my
for
God.
now.
Yeah, we can't go that way. Wow, the pacing of this game has dropped to near zero, by the way. This way. I mean, the hit list. I actually think Spacey has one. I doubt it, but it's just really funny to mention that, like, one of the people that was, like, testifying against him or, like, spoken up, like, died shortly after he, like, released a video of, like, saying, like, hey, some kind of really creepy video. I forget what he said in it, though, but that is just mainly just me joking. I don't actually believe he's having people killed. But he does seem like the person who might have that. I don't know, he just was like, yeah, get away with it. Tops. 2 or 3 of them did? Yeah, that was the one made it a bit weird, too. I'm not gonna lie. But maybe it's just one of those weird, universe coming together at the exactly right time to benefit one man kind of deals. Happens, Instead of, like, winning the lottery, just like all the people that would have gotten him put in jail maybe just happened to die.
Sister, are we born of the same evil that did this?
You think too much, Luke.
I think he did send Hitman. I mean, how easy is it to send Hitman, though? Think about that. I mean, there's a lot of people who, like, try to hire hitmen, and they just get caught because there's most of the people, like, offering to do hits are just government, informants. Like, hey, there's another idiot trying to, like, hire someone to kill someone. You might want to go, like, arrest them now. Here's all the evidence you'll need. How do you even get into the hitman line of work?
That makes 4. Are we done yet?
The taint is fading, but not quite gone. There must be another.
Of course. Pay them in crypto. Even paying through crypto is usually not going to get you an actual hitman. Most people, there's been a couple people that tried to take, like the guy who founded Silk Road apparently tried to have people like hits put on people, and the people just take his money and then not kill anyone. You missed Silk Road. What were you buying of it? I mean, there's only so many things, like drugs, people's stolen identity cards. So nothing really great. You didn't go there like you went on Etsy to buy like handmade crafts. Basically, like Silk Road was like, what are you buying kind of deal. I'll buy it at a high price, stranger. That's the voice of Silk Road, I think. They better release a trailer soon that shows off the the merchant from Resident Evil 4 remake. Did I just go in a circle? Where the fuck am I going? Alright, if he's not he'll be in the remake. He has to be. I mean, if they included, if they made a character in Resident Evil 8 that just like an homage to him, only fatter. So, he'll be in there. I'm wondering if they're going to expand on his character, though. Oops.
Now you've pissed me off. Fading away. One down.
Let's keep it up. Can't be fire alone. My powers. I must be careful.
I've returned. Are you winning? Having fun, son? I am, yo, not dead. Well, I'm winning. Fun is a different argument.
You want more? I've got more.
Because I'm currently stuck in like the pacing at 0% because it's terrible. There's like on this gigantic puzzle, it's not doing anything for me. Because it's all just here, smash more crystals, find all of them, please.
Oh no. It's happening.
Game has forgotten what fun is a long time ago. It's not, the combat's fine usually for the most part. There's a few too many systems they're trying to work in, and it's getting a bit cumbersome. They needed actual puzzle design, not whatever it is they're doing with this crystal shit all over the time, and they needed, maybe just, I don't know. They needed a smaller game too, because I feel like they've tried to like make it big, and it just made it feel dragged out. Enough emerald tier crystals. We'll go ahead and use one then. Was that the wrong one? Oh, that was a tier shard. Oh. Fine, we'll get full health and grab it. Where I needed to go? Look, I don't know where you want me to go, game. You have to, like, work with me. I need to destroy this last batch of crystals, but I think it's underwater.
No, it's still blocked. More
I think I need to lower water again somewhere. Would you like to phone a friend? That never works. That's always like the worst option in that show from what I recall of it. Your friends are usually dumbasses. Or at least they're not experts in whatever field you're going to be asking. Like, hey, Doug. Do you know, which war the Babylonians lost, which ended their civilization? Civil War? Oh, thanks, Doug. Man, you're a great help. Yeah, it's my final answer, the Civil War. Are you sure? Is that show still in the air, by the way? That Who Wants to Be a Millionaire stuff? I think he's trying to say he can help you with this terrible puzzle. Well, I know what I need to do. I just need to find it. There's like one set of crystals left to smash.
The suffering, the death that still lingers here.
Iridescent ethereal weave. Shade can assimilate it to better contain their entropy. Alright.
Will I ever be able to silence them in my mind?
Go back to the other side. Is that where it be? That still doesn't tell me much. Like the other side? Which other side? Just one of those. I'd like to buy a Valley. You know, I never watch game shows. But it still amazes me that they're still on. Like Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, all that. It's never went anywhere. Like, the only time I watch game shows is when, like, my older relatives would be like, eh, time for my shows. Did anyone ever win on those shows? Yeah, usually it was only the kids' shows and no one ever won. If it's like a kids' game show, they would make the finale just almost impossible for a kid to win. And I have always had the suspicion, now that I'm an adult and think back on it, that they made it difficult for the kids to actually win the grand prize because they figured the parents didn't want to pay taxes on it. Because that was the thing you don't think of as a kid. Like, oh man, I'm going to get this vacation and new car for my family. And then the dad's like, please don't win. I can't afford the taxes on it. Don't get it, kid. We'll just have to sell it. So they'd make it just almost impossible for the kid to win. Kind of fucked up when you think about it. Like, oh, I think I saw like maybe 2 kids ever win like Legend of the Hidden Temple. Other side of the bridge, go up 1 level, go through the door. It should be down where you enter that door. I don't even know the way back to the bridge is the problem. Or they hate children. I don't think you put a game show together if you hate children. Where was the bridge at?
Such a vast city.
No, it's not this way.
It's nothing but rubble.
Will you do the Ghost of Tsushima DLC? I kind of forgot about that. Maybe. See no reason not to. How long is it, by the way?
I will protect you, sister.
Something my influence. Who's next? I'm just
My powers. I must be careful. Unreal. It's happening.
DLC is 5 if you don't 5 hours if you don't explore anything. It's not exactly as big as I was thinking it'd be. It's not the crystals I was looking for. $14 if you do anything. Well, generally doing everything is often really tedious. Is the problem with that? Like, oh, do you want to like find every little fox shrine, every like poem you could do? Do every duel? That's usually what they mean by doing. Fuck.
No, not now.
You're sleepy, Mike? The bed calls. Sorry, Dartigan, your crystal is in another crash. I just want this fucking level to be over. I'm sick of trying to do this puzzle. Why is there no map in this fucking game? Find the bridge? That'd be lovely. Also, Fresh, you have a good night, man. Oh, well, just a regular fucking stone. Okay, this is the crystal room. So I still need to find the last batch of crystals. But the last batch of crystals are underwater, though. There is a switch on the other side. That's what I've been looking for, but I haven't been able to find it, is the problem. So you mean over here on this side, there's a switch I'm missing. Yeah, I've looked all over this side, though. I haven't found it, is the thing. Trust me, I pass it because the game just decides when you can use it. Really? Like there's some crystals in there, but I haven't found how to get in there either. Like, yeah, this just leads here. And we get back to this room. Yeah, this is real shit level design. Wait, didn't I go to this door before? I swear I've been through here before. I swear to God I went through that door before. And this wasn't in here.
Water again. You
I
hear it?
didn't? I know that I saw that door. I thought I went through it though.
Coming from the main chamber.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Guess whatever. I can't get the whatever's through that door now because I closed that before. Shit. Oh well. No, it doesn't matter. Let's just get over this over with. Get it over with. We want the next level. I'm sick of being in the sewers. There's like no commentary, no content to be found down here. Could this game just like throw a weird kid sucking on his milk from his mother at me like the other game did? That's something you can laugh at. This game, no such thing. Just like, oh, it's a serious story about a sister who love each other. Like, oh, so mid. You'd be like Dante and Fall. Yeah, this game, that's one of the things this game is missing, is sense of fun from the main characters. These two seem miserable. Like, you know what? If I'm this cool at combat, I don't want my character to be fucking miserable and active. Make them, like, sexy as fuck and that they know it and they just, like, they have a good time. That's why every action game like this has been that way. Like, no one wants to be to, like, jump 12 feet in the air, like, swing a weapon that weighs 500 pounds around and then also, like, have depression. So Bayonetta, when this game started out feeling very much like Bayonetta, had you falling from the sky.
The bridge better work after all that.
Dan, yeah, I agree, sister.
Root over there.
I am ready. I will take care of it. I will take care of it. I pushed it too far. Fading away. Can't be Friar alone.
One down.
Let's keep it up.
You hate the stinger enemy? The scorpion guy? They're not too bad. I'm feeling that every enemy is a bit too tanky though. I'm trying my bow out. I barely used it. Starting to grid the IGN score. I still don't know. It's still like a solid 6 or 10. 5 out of 10 feels like a shit game. This game has definitely got some stuff going for it. It just lacks cohesion. Really make it all work together properly. It's definitely not a great game though. It's got issues. Level design is kind of like... it's nice to look at, but it's not properly put together. It's like too samey after a while. The puzzle design is non-existent. It's just all this crystal and platforming stuff when it could be way better. And the combat is a bit muddled, but you know what? Maybe it is a 5 out of 10. I feel like I'm just shitting on it left and right, but also trying to defend it at the same time. Why am I doing that? Different enemies take more damage from different weapons. The wolves are weak. The whips, yeah, I forgot I even have the whip. Could be an easier way to like switch between these 3 weapons besides going into a menu. Where do you even like change it at? What's your opinion on Cyberpunk becoming more popular? Are the updates? I think it's worth, well, obviously anything getting better is a good thing, I feel. I have no problem with a game actually improving itself when it started off with some issues. And what was there for the game always seemed like it had a lot of promise for it. It just was held back by being rushed out the door. And to be fair, it's still not entirely finished. Like the entirety of like the police part of the game is still undercooked and not finished. And they're planning to update that as well. So yeah, I'm glad it's getting a second wind, or like I guess second chance at life. And it did produce a a smacking good anime, put it lightly. So it had that going for it. So positives are a nice thing. So I got no issue with it. I mean, it's better than the game just disappearing into obscurity because they fucked up the timing of the release. So you can rescue a game if you actually do, if you do believe in it and feel like you got something there. We've seen it happen with other games too, like No Man's Sky. Hey, if you believe in it and you want to keep making it, there's a chance you can come back from like the abyss. That being said, I hope they did learn a lesson from all this. Like, don't hype a game 6 to 8 years before it released. So don't do that, it's bad. Wait until you know you're like a year from release to even announce your game. Like, you do not need to make, here's a CG trailer for a game we plan to release within like at least 10 years. And then just go crazy with the hype with unfinished stuff that you know might not make it into the game. It just pisses people off. So if there's any lesson to be learned, I hope that's what they take away from it. I hope their next game they do not announce until they're literally 6 months from release, and they're locked in. They know it's coming out that time.
I can't say. It's bound to begin somewhere.
Which is actually what most big developers do. They usually don't really announce a game, at least if it's not going to release the same year often. Which I feel is a pretty positive way of doing it. I remember being in middle school, like the first trailer was like the CG trailer with that lady, right? Getting like shot up. Yeah, before anything else, like here's a trailer of a sexy lady getting shot by guns. And what's more, that I think she's like a cyber psycho or something like that, but it had nothing to do with the actual game. I remember reading articles at the time speculating that you'd be playing as like a max tech police officer or something. Like, nope, they're barely even in the game. First trailer was 2012, yeah, and the game came out in what, 2020? So you can add those up on your fingers how many years that was in development and how early they announced it. Way too soon. And if you want to be honest, the game wasn't technically kind of complete until this year. So it was basically 10 years before you got the complete game. So that's the lesson I hope they're taking away from it. Like, hey, let's wait before we even announce the game. Let's make sure we know we're releasing this year. Skills. We can finally buy some stuff. I guess I need to switch to using this thing because I haven't used it yet very much. So it's expensive. What? God, everything is getting so expensive to level up. Grab that. Go for defense. Still got a lot of that. Shoving seal. Perform a perfect disruption counter. Knocks any low-class enemy into the air. Airborne low-class enemies are smashed into the ground instead. Increasing the entropy. We'll grab that one. Perform a perfect slow counter. Chaos when lure performs a slow counter. She also conjures an explosive sigil. Each slow counter increases Briar's movement speed. Yeah, we'll go to that one. Blankets, hot cocoa, and Dartigan. What a good night You're making it sound romantic. Why? It's like, are you curled up next to a fire as well? I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. Get comfy, whatever helps you out.
Out of that wretched stench at last.
How do you switch weapons on this again? Because check controls, restart settings. I assume it's in weapons, right? No? Wait. No. Get arrow in the direction of the weapon? Yeah, I mean, how do I select new weapons that go into these slots is what I'm talking about. Because the bow kind of sucks. Except when you have, like, flying enemies. Press the same arrow again. I am, and nothing happens. Oh, I can only swap. Wait. I can do it for the top one, but the left and right one. Can you... How do I switch these two, then? I go in the wheel? They are present? What do you mean present? So you can't switch these two? You can only switch the one at the top? Alright. Preset? Okay. I was wondering how I could preset them, though. But I guess maybe you can't. Alright, whatever. We'll make do.
Snow again. The tear's potent here.
I'll take snow over.
But I feel like I feel like I entered the last level from this level. Come on, give me some new architecture game.
I might not feel them coming.
We don't have far to go to the inner walls. With luck, we'll get there without seeing them. Then through the monastery. Until we reach the cathedral.
Where it all started.
Surprise cock, there ain't nothing surprising about this cock. Best I can come up with on short notice for that joke Chad does all the time. Or I should really say Puff does all the time. I gotta ask Puff, do you ever like spring that joke on your family? It's like, hey mom, surprise cock. If not, you're missing out. Why can't you be as brave with them as you are with us? Never a good thing to get surprise caught. Especially, well, I think that's the idea of the joke. Generally, it has to be like a cock you specifically asked for. So we're like, oh yes, the man at the bar ordered this for you, ma'am. Compliments to the man at the bar. As you never made us. Well, I was saying Puff, not you. I'm not surprised you don't. Most people don't.
What's this haze?
Something unnatural.
Don't tell me anything unnatural. Might do the same with the remaining Arkham games except Origins. Hey, you got a new Batman game coming up. Save it for that. You're gonna put all those hours into like you'll what is it? The one where you play the Bat Kids? No, maybe that'll be good. Who knows? Oh no. There's no way that's going to be a normal child. It's either a flashback to our own tragic life, or it's going to transform. Hey, pretends to know. Thank you for the 50 months. How you doing? Wait, is your name, by the way, a reference to that song? That someone that I used to know? Feels like it is.
Sister, I don't know. There's no human aura I can feel.
It is not, well.
You may not
We
sense
await
what
the
I saw
chosen
her
one
with
then.
my own eyes.
So obvious a trap. Yeah, anytime a little girl in like a village of death just runs past you down a dark alley, it's always a trap. Who do they think they're fooling, huh? That song has become like that guy was like he released that song as like a one-hit wonder. Well, technically he could have released more, but he like got out of the music business afterward, I think. That song has become like super popular and everyone's like putting it to other new usually like splicing it up with other tracks to make it even more depressing. What was that artist's name again? Yeah, clearly she's normal. Wait, you look like... Wait, she looks like Casca. What the fuck? Like, literally they added Casca to the game in little girl form. I wasn't expecting them to go that far.
That girl has something strange about her. If it's true,
Do we have a Moonchild thing going on? Like, you know, Berserk does.
Let her die for my weakness. Not this time.
please, sister, we can't just take her like this.
Does she look like Casca? She looks like Casca when she has long hair, but obviously a child instead of an adult. Alright. What trap are we gonna wander into next?
They were waiting for us.
I mean, that's how they attack us every single time, though, where they teleport in, your ghost
But now
friend.
it could finally mean something. We can save that girl.
Like, it was a trap. That's exactly how they attack us every single time. Your words mean nothing. What, Chad, what do I have to bring down on you to make you stop talking about cocks? Pop's fault? No, it isn't. She wasn't even the one that said surprise cock this time. Talk about pussy only if it's your mom's.
The girl. She's still alive. I won't abandon her to her fate.
The haze is back. It makes it hard for me to focus.
More foes. Help me, Leet. There's more.
I'm ready, sister.
Camera, work with me. Thank you. Will you do Farming Simulator 2022? No. I'm not into simulator games. Unless they're like an ironic simulator game.
I will take care of it. My powers.
Yeah, most simulator games are just boring as hell. Played Gravity Rush 1 and 2 the other day, and Jesus Christ, I forgot how shit the camera was. Like, maybe one of the worst. Those are the games where you, like, fall away from everything, right? Because you're, like, basically the center of gravity no matter where you go. So instead of flying, you, like, fall everywhere. I mean, it was made by the former Silent Hill dev, too, so... I never played any of that, because they were, like, handheld games, weren't they? Stardew Valley? Well, that's more than just a, farming simulator. That's like a life town simulator and dungeon crawler.
No. I see now.
And I've never played that either.
Isn't hiding our foe. It is our foe. It's all around us. And that's
One was handheld, but it was released for PS3 and
Tell me
4.
how to strike this thing.
Game's making me sleepy, Chad. Hold on a second. Gotta itch my head. We can get a good look at... How do your hips work, lady? Those don't look normal. I'm sorry, but something is very off. Oh, look at that. Nice hug. You like Gravity Rush a lot, but fuck that camera. That thigh gap, yeah, I think you only get hips like that if you've broken them. Or dislocated them at the very least. Need hourglass with wider middles. Yeah, she's got cartoon lady hips. Might be due to armor. No, that's literally, the armor is only on her top half. So any armor that gives you high heels is bad armor. I think we might have a boss fight coming up. You got a nice butt. How can you tell? It's covered by armor. What's wrong with her hips? Or just made that way, alright? She also got weird ass eyes too. She's like a mix of like Western anime art styles, alright? She's got like the face of a Western 3D animation, but the eyes of an anime. She's like a birth defect of art styles. That's the best way of describing her now, actually. She's like a birth defect of several art styles, mating together. There's just something off about her. This doesn't flesh together right. Clearly, just a normal human girl. Are you going to continue on believing
We
this?
shouldn't follow her, sister. What if she leads us to another trap?
If it was you, would you want me to just leave you?
She could never have survived here alone. It's impossible.
You don't know that. I have to help her. I must.
We are just being a thick-headed protagonist right now. I have to help. You're turning into Lara Croft. I have to help her. I can't fail. I must.
We're here
My
for
duty
that.
my just that. Stop it. You can use reason. And now we're back in another goddamn sewer. That has ice for some reason. Sewer ice. Oh God, please stop reusing all your assets. I beg you. I don't want another damn cistern and waterway.
Please. In spite of the haze, I can feel a strong aura. We should
There is a story reason. She really wants to save the obvious trap, and you know what it is. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, looks like we have boss fight arena at the very least. Yeah, obviously she's comparing it to like not saving her younger sister, but still, come on.
I see her.
Doesn't mean you have to be that stupid.
Girl, wait. We're here to help.
Alright, let's do this. Okay, she's floating. Can we run? Ugh, she's controlled by shrimp ghosts.
Those bastards. So there were two of them all along. I'm sorry. I should have listened. They tricked me. Help me make them pay for it.
You can always count on me.
Cover me, Loot.
Ooh. Oh no, the gas. What?
Luke, look out. The possessed are upon us.
No! If we deal with them, I won't be able to help you.
Sneaky bastards. They fled. Wait. What? Luke, there's something wrong. Oh, they're slowing me down. I feel like a fly caught in a spider web.
To create an illusion of one thing.
Oh yeah, there's problems happening here.
But I didn't think they would be capable of something
Oh, they got
like
their
this.
strings on me.
Not a moment too soon. Treacherous vermin.
Okay, I see.
Any ideas?
Hey Doc, have a nice night, man.
If I protect my orb, I can sever their strings. Can't be fire alone. Oh no, it's happening. It's just too quickly. You're under their influence. They will need some time to recover.
Then they will learn to leave me be. The hard way.
Stop moving away.
Look, over there.
I am ready.
I think almost one dead. Almost. Fuck.
Could break their bond, but their connection is stronger.
Let's show them what we are capable of.
Oh, one.
I will protect you, sister. She is my
I
friend.
was thinking he would get more powerful after the first one went down, but nope. Oh no, shit, he's reviving it. I got killed both at the same time, don't I? Oh, this is kind of a boss. Oh, okay, I see how it goes. You gotta get them both near death. Not as bad as the previous boss fight, at the very least.
Decision we make, it will have consequences.
That's the thing about choices, Loot. We must act anyway.
Sister,
So getting my ass kicked though.
I will protect you, Caesar.
You will pay for this.
Right. Paul, if you have a good night too. Everyone who's leaving, you have a good night. Okay, I can't attack that one anymore. Attack the other one.
We will. Here goes nothing. They're desperate. No matter. Their fate is sealed.
We must not underestimate them.
Where'd my power go? Shit, don't attack one anymore. Ah, fuck.
Cover me, Root.
Here we go. Alright, easy boss. Not too bad.
Who's next?
How much of this game is left, by the way? About to die. I got the resurrection item. Uh-oh. Gonna go monster again? But why? I'm at the halfway point? For real? Feels like I should be like near the last act of as much as I've been playing this game. Alright, what's happening? Someone with another big sword came in to stop us from going monster. This game has 25 chapters. Oof. Yeah, this game is way too long for what it is trying to do. They should have made it shorter and made more varied environments. It feels like they're just reusing stuff to make it longer.
That was Donovan. He survived.
And there's our third time here, huh?
Must have seen Raya give in to her rage and draw on her power. Did he mean to kill us? He did warn us about transcendence after all. Or did he have
So who has decided to go back and read the Claymore manga again after this? Alright, time to go see some breasts again, because that's all this is good for.
Donovan's hurt, and Raya is lost in her fury. I have to hurry before it's too late for either us. or
No,
him.
I have to hurry, but I need to learn about my past.
Sister! Are you hurt? What's wrong?
It's me, Loot. What is it? Talk to me.
Apparently there was an uptick in Claymore. I mean, I don't doubt it. This game's like, oh wait, this reminds me of that manga that I like. It has a way better story. They should have ripped off Claymore more, actually.
I won't allow it. I won't let you go. Sister? What?
Hmm? Also, this is sort of like the opposite of, Demon Slayer, where, the guy is protecting his younger sister, who's like half monster.
Your heart stayed true.
What's up, Chooms? Ah, you're not the only one who's probably watched Cyberpunk recently.
You're too stubborn.
Apparently they didn't add the word choom into the Japanese version because they had no way of properly translating it. But it's still there in the subtitles.
Almost.
Japanese viewers are choomless. To be fair, it doesn't mean anything in English anyway, so I don't know why they were that specific. Like, what does the word choom mean to any of you, chat?
Get back, child.
No!
That thing isn't your sister anymore. Move away from her, or I won't be able to protect you. Damn.
The voice sounds familiar. Who, the main character lady? Yeah, it's also the same lady who played Quiet in Metal Gear Solid 5, apparently. If you recall her very few lines.
Her pain was so great. She was so scared.
You meant the knight? Okay, I don't recognize him though.
But it wasn't her fault. But that night,
Unless he's the same guy we met earlier in the game, Donovan.
his voice,
Donovan.
they're so familiar.
Well, apparently she has the same thought as you.
Donovan, it was him.
Are we gonna get like a third double trigger ability after this, like we have each other time?
Spare her life. I beg you. She's my sister.
Incredible. She's on the brink of death, but she still worries for her sister. I wish I had another choice, but all corrupted must be purged. As much as I pity you, I can make no exception. May the judge have mercy on your souls.
Hold your sword, knight.
Lord Dougal. Your Grace, I didn't expect to meet you here.
My place is where the three lead me. And their divine will led me here today, to these two sisters.
There we were, at the mercy of the Order of the Ashen Blade. At the mercy of Sir Donovan. No one in the Order ever said that he was involved in our rescue. And he made no mention of any of this. Why? Maybe he thought that we would bear a grudge against him.
Did we seriously not? I mean, she was there for it. She didn't remember all of that.
To open old wounds.
All right.
Do we
Sure, okay.
owe our lives
Why not?
to Lord Dougal then? It's so close.
She doesn't. I mean, I guess she did turn into a ghost, so maybe there's a reason for her not remembering it.
Your Grace, the girl already carries the taint of corruption. As for her sister, I'm afraid she won't survive the night.
I know, Sir Donovan, but there's still hope for them.
Do you mean to?
The decision to give birth to the new Chimera is never taken lightly. But their bond did halt the spread of the corruption.
Corrupted taint? Yeah, that's a pretty serious medical issue.
We can't ignore that. And we can't spare any effort. There are too many lives at stake.
I see.
Your Grace. The invasion was stopped. Survivors are being tended to.
Very good. The time has come for us to return to Doran. Make sure that the corrupted girl is properly restrained. Be zealous, but don't forget your piety. She is in great suffering. I will take care of this little one.
As your Grace commands.
The road is long, but the three have granted me their power. I will make sure that her soul does not cross the veil. Not yet.
And so began our journey to Dora. To the headquarters of the Order. When we finally woke up, we had been reborn as a chimera. They told us we had been given chance to carry on and avenge our parents' death.
Well, here we are doing this scene again.
That's why we can't transcend
So, another devil trigger power? We gotta get something out of this, right?
Briar and Donovan. They both need my help. They're locked in a stalemate.
Where's the breast when you're talking? They're right there.
I must find a way to break it.
You thought I was lying about them?
I just hope I'm not too late.
You know what this game's graphics kind of remind me of? Weirdly, they remind me of a very nice looking PS2 game. It's like, what if you took like the visuals that you got on PS2 and just advanced them without actually changing the look of a PS2 game? Hey, look at that. Kurosaki, thank you for that 33 months, man. Oof. Nope, no superpower there? I feel deceived. You're not the first to say, really, I'm not, I thought that was a pretty unique, description. I mean, it's not bad. It just has this very, like, the texture-wise of the character models has that PS2 look to it, but it's like it more smooth and like, what if we just took the visuals you could get on a PS2 and advanced the art style and everything else about it, but didn't really make, I don't know, it's really hard to describe, to be honest, but it's probably like a stupid, comparison, but it's just what it reminded me of when I see the skin textures, to be honest. It's like, what if we didn't add, like, subsurface scattering to our video game characters? This is the way, yeah, that describes it pretty well. That was always the thing with the PS2 characters. They didn't have any of that light. The lighting didn't really allow for anything like that. So it always made things a little plasticky looking. Alright, grappling hook. Command enemy to... Okay, that'd be pretty good. If I remember to use it. Grappling hook is good. I kind of decided to get the airborne stuff first, though. Okay, so we get a lot of skill points for you. Kind of like going the defensive route for her for some reason. I don't know. Deflection encounters release more explosive shards, increasing entropy. Loot's deflection counters can release cobalt and crimson residue. And that. Alright, that's pretty good. Go to the offensive one. Actually, let's advance our fields. Don't forget about that one. Combat overcharge releases explosive shards that deal damage over time. Overcharge. Okay, I actually can't get any of the better ones. And we'll grab one of them. Why not? Shop instead. Is there a cobalt? Oh yeah, you're right. The shop. Cobalt tier crystal. Oh yeah, that. I don't have enough. I use a few too many points. I guess I'll save the rest of them then.
It's me. It's Luke. Don't let the corruption win. Save our souls. Hear my voice. Remember me. Remember us. Sister. I knew you'd defeat it.
You want to remember me, sequel? For the gameplay or for the lady in the jeans?
Donovan, sir, please, there's no need to fight.
Loot?
We're back.
I don't think Donod's gonna be making a Remember Me sequel.
Then we can lower our blades. Briar, she needed to focus her rage. Her corrupted blood.
Oh,
That game didn't sell very well,
and
from
you
what I
know
recall.
an awful lot about my blood, don't you? I know now, Shadeless. I saw it in my nightmare. I remember. You were there.
So, it finally came to your mind, Briar.
You were ready to put me down, weren't you? I was just another corrupted. Why did you hesitate? It's your fault. What I did to Lute was on your head. It's because of you we're like this.
Sister,
Briar, I owe you an apology.
Do not apologize. We're not done here.
We need to talk.
No. Our swords will do the talking.
Very well. I've never been good with
What?
words anyway.
You're being irrational, lady.
But know one thing. I won't make this easy for you.
Game was highly rated, right? It's been like kind of average to mostly okay when it comes to like ratings.
You should have killed me.
Oh, he's doing like the slow walk toward you. Like, I'm the badass. I can't lock onto him.
I've never taken a life with a light heart, and I didn't wish for anything like this to happen to the two of you.
You talk like you.
Oh, he's like done. He's like, oh, I'm not gonna like wait anymore.
how can you speak to him like this?
It's anime, all right. Everyone speaks through their fists.
Save us from that bomb.
Our sis is clearly a normie. Doesn't watch anime. Doesn't know how you talk through combat.
Need him toying with our lives. We have a score to settle.
Sister, please.
I can do that too.
Sister, enough.
Enough done with.
I think I didn't buy any heals.
No matter what we did, this madness won't make it right. Sister, this isn't even fair. He's injured.
I don't care.
Oof, ouch.
Lucky, it won't happen again.
Sister, let our guard down.
What about you? You condone your sister's temerity?
Oh shit, I like. Whoops. Oh, that was a waste.
Are you shying away from this fight? Shadeless?
You should save your strength for your true enemies, girl.
Dodge twice and did a 360 and still got hit. I know, it's like weird because he like zooms, he like turns around to throw his attack at you. And yeah, I dodged twice and suddenly I got back and run. Alright, do we have a good conversation? Oh, now we're friends again. Oh, they've watched too much anime when they made this. Just too much.
You're satisfied now?
No. But Lute's right. This is useless.
Things are not as easy as they look, Briar. If you ever find yourself in my position, you shall face some tough choices, and you'll make mistakes.
Do you have nothing to offer but platitudes?
Sister,
I came here to save you, even if you don't want me to.
we can't understand why they sent us on this mission. We're doing everything we can, but we are not ready.
You're getting stronger, that's clear. And you still have untapped potential. A great one. But the more you express it, the more you risk losing it all.
And do you have any wisdom to impart in that regard?
I am not here to chastise you, or teach you temperance. You must learn that yourself. But you saw what happened to your comrades.
Did you know they had transcended?
I needed to ascertain that. Clearly, there's no more room for doubt. What I meant to say is that you should have transcended as well by now. No scholar of the Order could explain why you have not.
Is it because I have my sister with me?
Briar is different from the other
He is,
knights.
isn't it? I have sisterly love.
She is, but
I know where this is going. Stronger or not, we've needed your help twice already.
I don't know if I'll be able to assist you again. Listen, I am stronger and more experienced than you. But I may not have what it takes to see this through.
And we do.
Only time and your resolve will tell. But you have to take responsibility for your power, for who you are.
Understood.
We will not break your trust, Donovan. I promise. We both do.
Now go. You have not made this easy for me either. I need time to recover. May the Shaper guide your hand and keep it firm.
Neat. Chill. How do you guys feel about ending there for the night? That seems like a good stopping point. Everyone's like losing energy too. This game like just really sucks it out of you, doesn't it? It's like a fucking like pit. It's like no, all of your energy into it. Now you're exhausted from playing it. You can talk. I can talk to him. Okay, we'll talk to him a bit more.
We cannot waste time.
Focus.
Did you really believe that attacking me would do any good?
I told you, you needed to regain your focus. And since all you could do then was fight.
Like your hips are being. You guys. This game is all about the hips apparently for the men and the ladies.
You left me with no other option.
It may feel rough, sister, but it was effective.
I can hardly deny it. I just don't like the feeling of being maneuvered or tricked, even if it's for my own good.
The final boss fight better be amazing. Maybe they've been saving the budget for that.
I feel bad for leaving you here, sir.
Do not be silly, Lute. You're not meant to tend to my wounds anyway. Briar's not the only one who can heal her own wounds. As I said, it will just be.
You want with some of these like healing crystals I got?
Lute, he's right. We need to go.
For once, I agree with your sister. Watch over her. She really needs.
Can you stop playing this game, or you even do a research stream? Yeah, this is not a research stream, but I started the game. I like to finish it since I can't return it now.
Be safe, Donovan.
We will.
I mean, we are getting entertainment out of it,
You have much.
but
to
I am
learn.
like only doing it like a stream at a time. I'm not like really like focusing on laser focusing, getting it finished. Like tomorrow when I stream, I probably won't play this. We'll play something else and then come back to it. But that's going to be it for tonight. I mean, so it's 11:30, so it's almost a full stream of it. Who knows? Maybe we can finish it next time. Someone said there's like 20 chapters. Well, maybe not then. I'm only on chapter 12. Probably takes 2 more streams. But we're in the second half of the game at the least, so yeah, 2 more streams of it will be done. Maybe. Look forward to that. But tomorrow I'll play something else. I'm not sure what though. Have you used all the JO crystals? Yeah, unfortunately, the economy they ship it in, they're not producing the JO crystals like they used to. 25 chapters. I don't even feel like I'm halfway through it then. Unless those final chapters are kind of short. But chat, you've all been wonderful tonight. Thanks for stopping by. If you're new here, hit the follow button. And if you want to join my Discord, you can type the Discord code into chat. You can scroll down and do that as well. Thank you for any bit subs or gift subs tonight. And also thank you to the mod team. You know, my normal spill. But also, you guys were amazing. So thanks for stopping by and giving me your time. I'll be streaming again tomorrow. Whatever I stream, I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. And we'll see if we can have some more fun. Maybe it'll be something weird again. You guys like it when I stream weird shit after all. But yeah, that's it for me tonight. I'm gonna get a little bit more work done on my video. Then I'm gonna go to bed. See you all soon. Peace, everybody.